You are now rocking with the hottest boxing podcast in the land. True Media Boxing Radio with your host, Coach Malachi Williams.
True.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. What's up, family? This is our boy, Coach Malachi Williams in the building. We back. True Media Podcast, man. True Media Podcast. We back up in this bitch. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to everybody. You know what I mean? Top of the week. Y'all know what it is. It's so much, it's so much going on in the boxing world. I'm gonna let everybody roll in a little bit before I get started. I just saw a video of Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi don't piss everybody off. He don't piss off Tank Davis fans for the stuff he said about Tank. I haven't even covered that yet. Hey, shout out to Mr. Tomato Can. Mr. Tomato Can, what's going on, fam? I gotta make you a moderator on the other channel. I got to make you a moderator on the other channel. That's what I got to do. I'll do it. I'll do it. Anyways, man, shout out to everybody, man. There's a whole lot going on. It was something Paulie Malignaggi said that he's realizing what I realized 2 years ago, what I said on this show. And you get what I'm saying? And listen, and I'm going to do everything in my power to push it to that direction. You want to know why? Because, that's the direction that we in. That's the direction that we in. And who am I to try to change it? True. That's just what it is, man. It is what it is. And, that's just where we at right now. And, as I said before, and I told you guys a minute ago, I say, look, man, once I emotionally detach myself from boxing, you know what I mean? I've been enjoying it a whole lot better. And I really am enjoying it. I'm having some of the best time of my life on this stuff because, it is what it is. It's very predictable. Very, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun this way. It's fun this way. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody watching on Rumble. You know what I mean? We're going to let it do what it do. We're going to give people time to roll in, and we're going to have a good show today. I can promise you that. Today going to be a good show. I can promise you that. We throwing fastballs straight down the pipe. You get what I'm saying? Let the pitcher know. Hey, listen, let the batter know. Hey, look here, dog. We throwing 140 miles per hour fastballs. Seeking you hit it. Tell you what we throwing. Look, dog, we throwing all fastballs, fam. Get by the fastball. You ain't got to worry about no curves, no sliders, none of that. No knuckleball. No, we going right down the pipe. Hack up. You get what I'm saying? Hit the ball. Shout out to a film by Ali. Ali, you already know what time it is.
The stickiest of the icky. You want to smoke with the old boy Rick James?
You dig?
Bruh.
Yeah, man, it is what it is, man. You already know what time it TI is, man. Yeah, man, shout out to Al Heyman, man.
Well, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and sing Al Heyman.
Of course I say that sarcastically.
This nigga's scared.
Whole lot of motherfuckers scared right now, but guess what? When it's indictment time, you should be scared. True. Especially if you're living that life. If you're out there living that life, you get what I'm saying? I think yesterday we went live yesterday. I did a pop-up. We went live yesterday. And I was just telling these people, I guess some of the jitterbugs who may be listening, I say, look here, man. So, they were talking about the YNs. They said YNs running the street. The YNs. Well, the YNs want to be real niggas. I said, well, and I broke it down like a job. I said, well, let me break this down. Let's break this down. It's very easy. Kids, if you're listening to this show, or if you have parents, if you have a child or a grown child who just don't get it yet, let me break it down to them like this here. When you have a job, 9-to-5 job, corporate America, or whatever, right? You have something called benefits. So if you're working, depending on what type of job you work on, you may have different kind of benefits. So let's say if you got a regular 40-hour week job or just a regular job working in a warehouse, Amazon, or whatever the case may be, you have dental benefits, you have medical benefits. The dental benefits are just in case you gotta get your teeth cleaned or have to get a tooth pulled, and the insurance company pays a certain amount because you bought into it by taking money out of your check, and then you paid the remaining balance or whatever, right? They pay most of it, whatever. Medical benefits. If you get sick, you can go to the doctor at a discount because you paid into it. If they give you a prescription, you may get it at it'll help cover whatever the prescription prices may be and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Medical benefits. You got PTO, paid time off. You get pregnant, maternity leave. You get what I'm saying? All that stuff. All these are the benefits, right? And the streets I look at the streets as a job, right? What is your position in this job? Look, young brother, I'm a YN, not to be confused with RN. RN is registered nurse. YN is young nigga. True. So since we talking about the young niggas, let's go down the yellow brick road. And then we got the ONs. You know what the ONs is? Then we got the ONs or the OCNs, depending on which one it is. The ON is the old niggas, and the OCN is the old crusty niggas. True. So on this job, you have positions. YN is at the lower level. Real nigga is like the supervisor. So you have the YN is the labor worker. He putting in all the work, doing all that crazy stuff. The real nigga, that's the supervisor. He don't graduate a little bit. He just a little bit above you. Then you got the ON, the old niggas who probably looking back like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah, man, he might be like your manager or something, right? And the streets is the actual location where you work at. Now, the benefits of being a YN, not to be confused with RN. RN is registered nurse. YN is young nigga. The benefits of being a YN is gunshot wounds. So you can get PTO. You can get NPTO. You know what NPTO is? No paid leave or no paid time off, right? None of that, right? You can get time off for working on the job in the streets by getting shot. So you get shot, you got to go to the hospital. You get what I'm saying? Gunshot wounds. Go to jail. They have something called bracelets. I know you young niggas like to wear jewelry, right? And some of you old crusty niggas, y'all like to wear jewelry. I tell you what, since you like to wear jewelry and all that stuff there, don't worry about it. They got something for you. Hold on. Whoever's watching the show, calling the show, you don't call the show until I drop the number. If the number is not dropped, don't call the show, because I'm not going to answer. You're wasting your time. So they got something called bracelet. They got some ice for you. They got some platinum bracelets. I know y'all like platinum, right? They got some platinum bracelets that they put on you called handcuffs. I know y'all like to be driven around being chauffeured. You know how you sit in the back of a limousine and you have a chauffeur driving you around town and letting you out the back seat and escorting you into your facility. Okay, well, they have something called police officers, and what happens is they have platinum bracelets that they put on you, so you iced out, and then you have a limousine driver. The police officer puts you in the back seat of the car, very similar to a limo driver, and he drives you all around town until he gets you to the destination, which is the county jail. True. Now, once you get to your destination, look at the county jail as a club. Once you get in the club, you have bouncers. Bouncers called COs. You get what I'm saying? They COs or whatever the case may be. And these bouncers are good. They do something called strip searches. Strip searches. They take everything off, check everywhere. You get what I'm saying? They're going to make you squat and cough. You got to do that. Let's see, what else we have? You're going to squat and cough. You're going to do that. Then they going to, they like you so much, they give you some new clothes. You get some new clothes. Some of the clothes, now you might not like them now. It ain't going to be Polo. Ain't going to be True Religion. Ain't going to be Gucci. It ain't going to be Louis Vuitton. No, they got something called orange jumpsuits and slides. And they're going to slide your ass on in that cell, that holding cell. Until you go to your main cell. So you're going to go to like a transfer cell before you get to your main cell. Now, if you get in there, it's like, you're going to see all the real niggas, all the YNs. You're going to see all of that there. You know what I mean? And then they're going to take you to the other cell. Then another benefit of being a real nigga, you get to call home collect. These are the benefits of being a YN. Young nigga, right? You go in front of a courtroom, you go in front of a judge, a white man gonna judge you and tell you, nigga, when to go to sleep. Yeah, nigga, we got a place we gonna send you. We finna send you to a whole nother location. It's called prison. Oh, you gonna get thick up there, dog. You gonna get thick. Ain't gonna be no women up there, but you gonna get thick, dog. You gonna be able to do all the push-ups you want. You gonna be able to get you some knives and stab people when they go down. You gonna be able to do all of that. Just wanna throw that out there. True. And the other benefit is you get a chance to see the mortician. Because a lot of you young niggas gonna get killed, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't doing that anyway. You might well die. So you're gonna see the mortician. You get a nice coffin. Nice coffin. I ain't gonna lie. Them funeral homes, they be having some nice coffins. You get a nice coffin. That's if your mom and them can afford it. If you're lucky, you might have enough money to get buried. If not, they just have your funeral in the church. You get what I'm saying? And then they cremate your body. Those are the benefits. True. Felonies are part of the benefits as well. There are many different kind of felonies that you can get. Yes, Sky. No, but just put it in the case. Yeah, felonies, you get what I'm saying, RICO charges, that's organized crime right there. Don't worry about RICO charges. I got a homeboy named Rico, but you don't want this Rico. I got a homeboy named Rico, but you don't want this Rico, though. Not this Rico. You know what I mean? So stay away from anybody named Rico. Anybody named Rico, you want to stay away from them. You get what I'm saying? Judges, federal and state prosecutors, you get what I'm saying? Canteen, visitation forms, JPay. Get familiar with JPay. All right? Anyways, let's see who's here. Shout out to DJ. DJ, what's going on? Oh, yeah, shout out to, hey, listen, shout out to my homie. Hey, baby. What, baby? Hey, what he say? Hey, what you say, fam? Hey, this is my homie right here, man. He said, don't forget Club Fed. Yeah, Club Fed. Free airplane rides. The food do taste better than the feds. You get to get on the airplane. You get what I'm saying? And they gonna fly you. They gonna fly you all across the country. You may go to Colorado. You may go to, if you're in the South, if you're going to the South, you're going to the penitentiary in Atlanta. You got to go there. You're going to go to Atlanta. They got camps all over. They got camps from the Southeast to the West, to the Midwest, like everywhere. Southwest, everywhere. You get what I'm saying? You get to go everywhere, dog. Just get on the plane and just fly. You dig? To this day. Anyways. Shout out to shout out to my homie, baby. Baby, what's going on, fam? Yeah, man. Just gotta let them know. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get into the show. We got a good one. Shout out to Tyrone for becoming a member. Salute to you, fam. Let's get a round of applause. Yeah, you get them in. The YNs, they got a place for you. They got a place for your YNs. Hey, listen, you're a young nigga now. You're a young nigga now. And for you old niggas, yeah, you're OG. You're OG. Yeah, you're OG. Tighten up, OG. Keep doing your thing, OG. Keep doing your thing, OG. Yes, sir. Anyways. Charleston White crosses major line in Haney family feud. Lord have mercy. And I remember we shot a video about 2 months ago. And about 2 months ago, as a matter of fact, I'll let you guys know. I'm jumping the gun on my monologue. In a recent interview on Say Cheese TV, I watch Say Cheese TV pretty much every day. I watch more non-boxing content than boxing content, to be fair. Charleston White addressed Bill Haney for mentioning his name again. As you guys know, a video dropped showing when then 16-year-old Charleston White was on the stand snitching against his co-defendant in a murder trial. Charleston White went up there and told on his homeboy, say, look, I passed him the gun, he committed the murder, he did all that there, right? That's what happened. That's the video that's passing around. It went viral, everyone is talking about it. Charleston White didn't even run from it. He took it head on. He said, hell yeah, I snitched. He said, nigga, I was 16 years old, this and that, how you gonna hold that against me, yada, 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 yada. He taking it and running with it. He's accepted it. And, you know, it is what it is. Now, you say, what does this have to do with boxing? Nothing. True. Has nothing to do with boxing, but in most days in the world of boxing, boxing has nothing to do with boxing in today's time in America. So, it is what it is. I got a video I want to play from Paulie Malignaggi. Matter of fact, let me pull that video up right now. Let me pull that Paulie Malignaggi video up. Paulie Malignaggi. A lot of people don't like Paulie. You know, I ain't too crazy about him my goddamn self, but it is what it is, you know. Let's see. Where Paulie at? Paulie, where you at, Paulie? I want to play this. I want to play this little short part because it's something that Paulie, it's something that Paulie said that, I've been telling y'all for a little bit. I say, man, I'm telling y'all where boxing going at, where it's at. You get what I'm saying? And I'm happy. I want to be the one to help usher it in even more. I really do, right? Say Cheese mentioned to Charleston White that Bill Haney, you know what I mean, pretty much, spoke on his situation and he had something to say. And Say Cheese mentioned it to Charleston White. And Charleston White went scorched earth. He went for the jugular. On January 9th, I did a show titled, Did Charleston White Cross the Line with Bill and Devin Haney? Bill had said something about Charleston White before because Charleston White gave his criticism of Bill Haney, Devin Haney losing to Ryan Garcia and he got knocked down and all that stuff there. Everybody was pretty much, laughing at Dev and all that stuff there. That just relative to the situation. It is what it is. So the pro Devin Haney fans, they took offense to that and they tried to go on the offensive. The only problem is there's only a handful of them. So when you got the masses of the people versus a handful of people, it's like, your message, you get what I'm saying? It is what it is, right? It is what it is. But when I dropped that video, I dropped that show. And in this video, I had advised Bill Haney to leave Charleston White alone. Now, I wasn't speaking to Bill at that time. It was January. He called the show last year in December, after me not hearing from him from April last year to December last year, after the incident that happened in New York. However, we spoke. It is what it is. And he been on the show a couple of times. Right? So, but when I dropped this video, I had advised in this video. I haven't spoken to Bill about this situation, but I said in the video, and I put it out there. Video did pretty well. I advised Bill to leave Charleston White alone. Why? When it comes to the internet, when it comes to this internet shit, you have to choose your battles. The Charleston White battle is the fight that you don't want. I'm going to tell you why. In this video, I had advised Bill to ignore Charleston White. Why? He's one of the most infamous, not famous, infamous characters on social media. He has a vast platform. He's he's the hottest name in urban hip hop media podcasting. And he's on another level when it comes to disrespect and trolling. He's a top tier disrespecter. He's a top tier troll. He if this was Transformers, I rank him up there with 50 Cent. He might be a little bit more diabolical, maybe. I don't know. If this is Transformers, I would say he would be Optimus Prime or Megatron. I would give him that. In my opinion, Bill should have ignored Charleston White's comments, right? You fight every battle yourself, right? You get what I'm saying? So he wants to fight every battle. You can't fight every battle. In my opinion, Bill should never have even dealt with him, never even said anything about the dude. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to fight every battle by yourself. It's a lose-lose situation. You have a boxing and non-boxing podcast, pretty much, that's taking shots or have taken shots and taken a dump on Devin Haney and the Haney's brand. From Say Cheese TV to Academics to Tasha K to, it's a bunch of them. I had a whole list. It's a bunch of them, right? And I said this on this podcast, and I'm going to show it. If I were Bill, the last thing that I would do is get into a public altercation, public spat with Charleston White, the troll master. Bill can't win this battle. Now, he can win I came up from Oakland, deep East Oakland. I'm rich. I'm living in Henderson, Nevada. You won that. You won that already. You exceeded in life. You and your son. Take my hat off to you. Let me give you a round of applause on that. But the reason why I said in this video, leave that dude alone, because Charleston White is the most disrespectful troll on the internet. Nobody or nothing is off limits. Women are not off limits. Children are not off limits with Charleston White. I understand why Bill Haney is trying to get out of the YouTube channels and bloggers to speak favorable of his son. I get that, favorably. You get what I'm saying? And he wants to go everywhere, and that's fine. That's good. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, right? But if you're trying to change the people's public perception of how they feel about you, it's not working. It's not working. You get what I'm saying? Podcasters, YouTubers, and bloggers view Devin all the same way, for the most part. DJ Academics, Tasha K, Say Cheese TV, Charleston White, Anton Daniels, TMZ, The Shade Room, Hot New Hip Hop, Fox Sports. So I saw some shade about Devin Haney on Fox Sports. And all the gossip hip hop blog sites have collectively slammed the Haneys flat on their head. True. Now, Charleston White is talking about Bill Haney's white wife. Bill clarified on this show, I think my main man from Atlanta, Ali from Atlanta, spoke about Bill Haney's wife. He questioned Bill Haney's pro-blackness while being married to a white woman. And Bill Haney said that, hey, his wife's last name is Gonzalez. Whatever, right? Gonzalez or such. And, you do have black Latinos and white Latinos. So I think that's what a lot of people are talking about, period. But as I said before, I advised Bill Haney not to mention this guy's name. Leave that dude alone. I didn't mention it to him, but I said it in my video. As I said before, this dude, Charleston White, he doesn't, there's not a line he's not going to cross. There's not a line. He got rappers talking about when they see him, they go do A, B, C, and D too. You know how dumb these rappers is. Yeah, man, nigga, when I see nigga, I'm gonna do this. T.I., all of them. This man just laughing. He keep the police with him. He said, yeah, nigga, you going to jail messing with me. Niggas is terrified. They terrified. Like, man, he sprayed Soulja Boy with mace. I never thought that this guy's name would be trending in boxing, online. Never thought this, right? But as I said before in that video, I advised the Haneys not to mention Charleston White's name because I knew that Charleston White will attack Bill Haney's family. Bill Haney did not take heed to the warning. Again, I didn't tell him that, but I said it in the video. Let's watch the video to see if you think Charleston White crossed the line. We have fights coming up this weekend. We're going to talk about it. Later on in the week. I'm hearing Brian Norman Jr. is fighting this weekend. Good luck. Good luck. I'm hearing they fighting this weekend. We're going to see what's happening with that. And let's give everybody a round of applause, and we're going to get into the show. It's going to be a good one. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. R.I.P. to George Foreman, man. R.I.P. to George Foreman, man. We lost a great one. R.I.P. to Big George. Some in November say he definitely has no filter. Oh, no. You got to pick and choose your battles. You can't fight every battle. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, the strongest warrior, I don't care how big, how bad you is, there's always somebody out there for you. You get what I'm saying? And on this internet stuff, the internet show no chill. The internet don't care nothing about no respect. The internet don't care nothing about your kids. The internet don't care nothing about your wife, your girlfriend, or whatever. The internet is undefeated for a reason. And when you're dealing with one of the best internet trolls out there, and he's a comedian, and he's a character, and he's great at what he does, he is the master when it comes to pissing people off. He piss off Mexicans, he piss off whites, he piss off blacks, rappers don't like him. Like literally, he don't give a damn, he ain't stopping. He talks shit about the biggest Crips, the biggest Bloods, he don't give a damn. Shout out to the one, Mr. Ham. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a dub. He said, what up, coach? I appreciate you breaking down what happens after dumb detrimental decisions making to both old and young heads. It's a dead end both ways. Well, you know, some people like the dead end. Some people like the dead end, you know what I mean? I'm at the point in my life, man, look, if you want to crash, go ahead and crash, fam.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Yeah, man, but before we get into the show, we got to say all praises due to the Most High, the Most Exalted, the greatest human being on the planet Earth, Mr. Al Heyman, and I say that sarcastically for the Heymanites.
Well, you know, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and sing Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me?
But a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name, you know.
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. Them names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Yeah, that's Paulie Malignaggi right there. A little short video, little Paulie Malignaggi. You know, a lot of people don't like. I know Gray say, I can't stand that Paulie Malignaggi. What's his name? Paulie Malignaggi. He say Paulie Malignaggi. You know, Paulie Malignaggi or whatever he said, right? Great don't know how to pronounce it, man. I can't stand him. Gray don't like nobody who say anything bad about Tank. If you say anything bad about Tank, Gray is on your head. He is on your bumper. You get what I'm saying? He is on your bumper. The Martin said on Charleston White, they said shit about Mexicans. No, that ain't true. That ain't true at all, bro. Bro, that ain't true. Listen, bro, there's a video out there. You remember them kids in Tech? I don't want to say this because some kids, some years back, probably like maybe a couple years ago, about 3-4 years ago, somewhere up in there, about 3 years ago. So, you know, it was a shooting in a school, elementary school in Texas or something of that sort. It was very tragic, very tragic. I forgot what year it was. And Charleston White made a video saying, and they was Mexicans, saying, you know, I don't even want to repeat what he said. But to say he ain't say nothing about the Mexicans, that's a goddamn lie. The videos are out there. True. You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it. The videos are out there. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Anyways, let's before we get into the show, let's give a shout out to all of the honey dips, the PYTs, and the tenderonis, and just give a shout out to all of the brothers who got snow bunnies out there.
See your eyes shine, she's my snow bunny, please. In the winter lights, too, she's my sweet dust of free. Talk to my nose, this love has got it so raw. Make you move, stepping out of control.
It's me against the light.
Snow bunny.
Moving on the floor. Everything's alright. Got that smooth soul feel.
No, that's
Makes it feel alive. With my snow bunny love. Been party about the night.
see your eyes shine, she's my snow bunny, please. In the winter light.
I was like, God damn, dog. Like this, I was like, man, this the shit that I said was gonna happen January the 9th. I said this shit. I already know. Like I do this. I'm telling you, bro. I do this. I study these niggas, man. I'm trying to tell you. I knew what it was gonna be. Anyways. And the thing is, you know, if you follow Bill on X, Bill going to war with everybody. It don't matter who it is. Oscar De La Hoya, Barbaro, Charleston White, Tank Davis fans, Paulie Malignaggi, Robert Kawasaki, you know what I mean? Ninja no karate. It don't matter who it is. He pulling up on anything, anywhere, anyhow. Even if it's a losing battle. True. If just Bill Haney remind me of multi-millionaire, but he remind me of y'all remember back in Japan, was that World War I or World War II? I think it was World War II. You know, they had them suicide planes. Japan was known for having them suicide planes. You know what I mean? Them suicide air pilots. Well, they'll crash their plane right into your ship, knowing he finna die. Y'all finna crash, they be right in there, dog. That's the true definition of crashing out. Crashing out is what the Japanese used to do back in World War II. What somebody said kamikaze. Yeah, the kamikaze. That's the real definition of crashing out. They going all out. These dudes on the street, they ain't really crashing out like that. When the police come, they get scared. They get scared and drop their guns. That's how you know they're scared to die. See, motherfucker want to kill, but when it's time to die, that's what's gonna separate the wheat from the tare. Like them Arabs over there. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna say all of them, but some of them Arabs over there, they don't mind strapping up. Look here, man. Listen, they believe in Allah so much. That look here, man, we don't mind strapping up for the cause. See, these dudes over here, they you get what I'm saying? Well, when the police come down, I'm finna surrender, dog. No, then you supposed to crash out. Now, this is the time to crash out. Now, this is the time. Man, anybody trying to hear that shit, man, put the goodie down, dog. Damn, dog, you just killed 20 niggas last week. I know you ain't scared of him. Man, I ain't trying to do all that. Oh, okay. Selective crashing out. Okay, all right. That is what it is. Anyway, let's go over here. Lord have mercy. Paulie Malignaggi. Lord have mercy. Let's see what Paulie have to say. I want to play this little short part. Now, all of this ties into the story. Shout out to everybody. We got over 500 people watching the show today between X and YouTube. Let's go right here. Let me pull this up right quick. Let's see what Paulie got to say.
That dropped yesterday.
That happened with Henry.
Murder and other charges. So the Haney is the leader of the LA Rolling 60s Crips.
Just a little bit.
Bronner is good. What's going on? Enlighten me. What I heard was not so good.
You want to read this for me real quick? Because
how much am I reading? I mean,
just a little bit.
Bronner is not indicted. Okay, that's good.
Again, I do not own the rights to this material. It's for education purposes only. This belongs to Paulie Malignaggi. So I'm tying this into today's show. It ties right in. Let's go.
AB, Big U Henley, is the leader of the LA Rolling 60s Crips, who was indicted along with 20 others yesterday morning for racketeering, murder, and other charges. So the article is called Crip Rico Indictment that dropped yesterday.
That happened with Henley. He's Dylan, Chargers player's dad, actually. Is a head.
So CW told authorities about a large buy-in dice game in LA in June 2019. Okay, that's when AB was still flying back then, making some money. The game involved a professional boxer identified only as AB. That'll fool them. AB's associates and several prominent NBA players. According to CW1, AB and his associates fixed the game. Jeez, fixed the game. Cheating the NBA players out of millions of dollars using teased dice. Dude, this is crazy. That game, Henley directed associates to rough up AB, who had not checked in with Henley, and to get the money back from him on behalf of the cheated NBA players.
All right, so so AB forgot to check in. When he went to LA, he was supposed to check in. According to what Paulie Malignaggi is reading, he forgot to check in. You get what I'm saying? You know how when you was a kid, and if you wanted to go somewhere, you had to check in with your parents, your mom or your dad. Got to check in with them. They'd be like, yeah, mom, dad, I want to go to the skating rink tonight, or I want to go spend the night at Billy's house, or I want to spend the night at my homeboy Dwayne house, or whatever the case may be, or I'm going to go to my girlfriend's house. You had to check in. Well, checking in also includes when you grown. When you grown, depending on which culture you grow up in, or which group of people or which neighborhood you want to hang in, you got to go back and check in. True. Let's continue.
Members of the Rolling 60s allegedly arrived and were used to press AB. This thing's got
AB got pressed, according to what they're reading. The Can Man. Cincinnati's very own. You get what I'm saying? They're saying, they saying, AB got pressed.
But you could call me the Can Man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
Including AB.
True.
Let's continue.
Bro. This is wild. So what ended up happening? Because I'm not going to read this whole thing. I guess we
AB's in this RICO case now. He's tied up in this RICO case.
Dude, we're becoming like a National Enquirer over TMZ. This is wild, bro.
There's not a lot of big fights right now, so we gotta get some news going.
Now you heard what he said? This is what I wanted to play.
He's tied up in this RICO case.
Dude, we're becoming like a National Enquirer over TMZ. This is wild.
You heard what he said? He said, we're becoming like a national inquiry over here. TMZ. You know what he mean by we're? He talking about boxing. Who was the first person y'all heard say this online over here in boxing? If you've been watching me for a while, for the past couple of years, what have I said what boxing is going to come to? I said, man, we going to be covering fights on Twitter, man. Now y'all going to, because I said these niggas do more fighting on Twitter than they do in the ring. I'm talking about the top name, quote-unquote, superstar fighters in America. You've been watching me at least for the past couple of years. That's all I've been talking about. I said, man, we finna be like goddamn TMZ around this bitch, man. The National Enquiry, this shit finna be like doggone the tabloids. I said this finna be like the tabloids over here. Guess what? We are here. True. Me personally, I like it. What is it? Listen, I used to be that dude. Yeah, man, nigga, yeah, man, no, man, see, we got the boxing and we gonna stick to it. No. That ain't what the people want. I know what the people want, because I study the people. You get what I'm saying? But this is where we at now. Let's go.
There's not a lot of big fights right now, so we gotta...
You got some of your favorite boxers getting pressed. They gotta check in. They're getting pressed. They're getting involved in dice games. Without checking in, getting jacked up, that's what they reading. Now I don't know nothing about none of that. I don't know nothing. All I know is what Paulie is reading right now, and the videos that's out there by AB. I got that too. You get what I'm saying? Just want to throw that out there. Let's go here. Lord have mercy. Lord, boy, what the hell she did to her face. Let's go here. Where is Mr. Charleston White? There he go. Lord have mercy. Did Charleston White go too far? What do y'all think? Let's go right here. This shout out to Say Cheese TV. Shout out to Say Cheese TV. That young man is doing his thing.
Devin Haney's dad spoke out about the recent video going viral.
Didn't his son go try to press charges on Ryan Garcia?
Now, the video that they're talking about is this video. Let me go over here. This is the video that they're talking about. This is a young 16-year-old Charleston White right here snitching on his co-defendant in a murder charge. He got on the stand, testified. His friend is still in prison right now, and every time he gets ready to come up for parole, doggone Charleston White says he makes sure that he go to every parole hearing to let them know that not to let him out. That dude is a threat to society. The guy that used to be his friend, who committed murder charge. They killed the white guy right here. They killed this white guy right here. And Charleston White is the one that he says in the video that he gave him the gun. So apparently, Bill Haney spoke on him. And he says, Charleston the fraud, right here, right? Thumbs down. So this is the video that he's talking about. Let's go.
Devin Haney's dad spoke out about the video, the recent video going viral.
Didn't his son go try to press charges on Ryan Garcia? Bill, chill out, my nigga. Just sit to the side. Your boy got his ass kicked in the rain, put on his motherfucking back pockets, and y'all done run down to the lawman in a legal dispute trying to press charges. Man, chill out, Bill. Let me make it. I was a kid, Bill. You went to prison. You was a horrible man. You used to pimp on women, Bill. Probably how you got the boy Haney. His mama was a hoe and you took the boy from the... That's probably how you got the boy. I hear you married to a white cracker, pink toe peckerwood bitch. Hear you like that white meat, boy, uncooked, seasoned meat out here. Let me be, Bill. I try to ignore you, Bill. You tried to get me on your podcast, I turn it down. But Bill, don't say nothing about me, Bill. And you done overlooked all this stuff on Google about the work I done. And you took that boy down there to sue Ryan Garcia and try to press charges on him. Don't try to put the street code down on me and you ain't putting it down on your boxing, boy. Fight in the streets, nigga. So nah, man, Bill Haney tripping. He tripping.
Bruh. When I heard that, I was, okay, he crossed so many lines on this here, bro. Like, when I heard that, about the boy and all that stuff there, you know, you got a boxing boy, then you press charges on. Again, Devin Haney wasn't the one who pressed charges on Ryan Garcia or sued him. That was Bill. Bill said that. I'm the one that put the lawsuit in. Bill did that, right? For battery and cheating and all other stuff. Well, I forgot what all it was, but you get what I'm saying? So, but when he spoke about Bill, which used to be a pimp, and that's probably where where he got Devin, he got Devin mama from. He pimped us, insinuating that his mama was a hoe. I'm like, damn, this nigga don't cross the line. So he don't cross that line. Then he started talking about the man's wife. I hear you married to a cracker, pink toe, this, that, yada, 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 yada. You know what I mean? And I'm like, he went at Dev's mother and Bill Haney's wife. And January the 9th, hold on, as a matter of fact, let's go here. January the 9th, I made this, no, is this it? Nah, that ain't it. That ain't the one. Here it go right here. Let me close this one. January the 9th, right here, we did this show 2 months ago. Did Charleston White cross the line with Bill and Devin Haney? Bill mentioned, I think Charleston White said something about Devin Haney that made Bill Haney respond. And then I think Charleston White said something else. And then I was like, okay, hold on. You get what I'm saying? Now, it's cool to be going with H-Monies. He just gonna call you bitch ass nigga, this and that. It's cool to, go on all of the Alphabet Boy channels or go on the Boxing Boy, stuff like that. I say, but now this is another lane right here. This dude ain't gonna do nothing but make you angry. This guy ain't got no chill. He don't care now about no Muslims. He gonna talk about your prayer rug. He gonna talk about Allah. He gonna talk about your wife. He gonna talk about your kids. Like, this dude here is the definition of disrespectful. So I was like, look, man. In this video, matter of fact, hold on, what did I say? Shout out to Eric Gomez, Lisa Bells. Really though. Let's see what's up. What did I say here? Hold on. But he wouldn't do it for free. So Bill probably felt like, yeah, man, my name Dollar Bill. I'm already famous. You get what I'm saying? You dig? Y'all can't hear it. Y'all can't hear it. Oh, y'all can't hear it. Y'all put y'all known in the boxing, and people like, dude, like, nah, man, you ain't really famous like that. You just a boxing daddy. Yeah, so I broke. This is my opening soliloquy, my opening monologue. My opening monologue, I broke all that down, and I ended it by saying, "Look here, man, don't even. Well, if that dude say anything to you, meant to say something about, you said Dave got knocked out. Don't even say that. If you don't even say that to that dude about that dude on the internet, because he going there. He gonna go there. You get what I'm saying? And he went there. Let's hear this one more time.
Devin Haney's dad spoke out about the recent video going viral.
Didn't his son go try to press charges on Ryan Garcia? Bill, chill out, my nigga. Just sit to the side. Yep.
Now you heard what he said? He said, Bill, chill out, my nigga. Just sit to the side. He like, look, man, he gonna say, look, man, I was trying to ignore you. I wasn't even paying you no attention. I was trying to ignore you, leave you alone. Let's continue.
Your boy got his ass kicked in the rain. Put on his motherfucking back pockets. And y'all done run down to the lawman in a legal dispute trying to press charges. Man, chill out, Bill. Charges. Man, chill out, Bill. Let me make it. I was a kid, Bill.
So, oh, let's continue.
You went to prison. You was a horrible man. You used to pimp on women, Bill.
So he said you went to prison. You was a horrible man. Used to pimp on women. I didn't see him going into what he finna say next.
Probably how you got the boy Haney. His mama was a hoe and you took the boy from the... That's probably how you got the boy.
So probably how you got the boy Haney. His mama was a hoe. That's probably how you got the boy. That's just violation. If I'm Devin Haney listening to this, how does he feel? I don't know. Maybe he don't feel nothing. You know, he's a millionaire. Maybe he don't feel nothing. But just because you're a millionaire don't mean you don't have feelings. We are all human beings at the end of the day.
I hear you married to a white cracker, pink toe peckerwood, bitch. Hear you like that white meat, boy, uncooked.
Man. Let me play that part again. I wonder what the LDBC gonna do. Is they gonna ride? You know, you got some members in the LDBC that's in Texas. They in Dallas. Charleston White in Dallas. Are y'all gonna step? If y'all gonna step to Charleston White to defend Bill's honor? Just wondering.
That's probably how you got the boy. I hear you married. Probably how you got the boy Haney. His mama was a hoe and you took the boy from the... That's probably how you got the boy. I hear you married to a white cracker, pink toe peckerwood, bitch. Hear you like that white meat, boy, uncooked, seasoned meat out here. Let me be, Bill. I try to ignore you, Bill. You tried to get me on your podcast, I turn it down.
So he said, I ain't gonna repeat what he said about the man wife. But he said, I tried to ignore you, Bill. You tried to get me on your podcast, I turned it down. Like, this is the guy you want. It's two niggas on the internet you do not want to mess with. 50 Cent and Charleston White. Leave those two alone. Because when it comes to the disrespect game and the trolling, they masters at this. And if you ain't no Kung Fu master, if you don't know one of the 5 styles of Kung Fu, leave that alone. You have to pick and choose your battles. It's okay to walk away sometimes. It's okay to walk away. You get what I'm saying? But what happens is ego and pride gets in the way. When ego and pride gets in the way, bam. Let's continue.
But Bill, don't say nothing about me, Bill, and you done overlooked all this stuff on Google about the work I done, and you took that boy down there to sue Ryan Garcia and try to press charges on him. Don't try to put the street code down on me and you ain't putting it down on your boxing, boy. Fight in the streets, nigga. Man, Bill Haney tripping. He tripping.
Oh, well, let's give everybody a round of applause. Bro, when you got Say Cheese TV, bro. Say Cheese TV, one of the hottest podcasters, urban podcasters out there. When you got Say Cheese TV mentioned in your name, yeah, man, Bill Haney don't say something else, Charleston. He did what he said. Man, that man said you was a snitch, man. Your video going viral, you a snitch, this and that, yada, 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 yada. He said, oh, man, Bill, man, let me be, Bill. I was trying to forget about you. I had forgot all about you. You get what I'm saying? Like, this dude don't care nothing about nobody. He don't care nothing about no Big U. He don't care nothing about no whoever the king of the Bloods is, whoever king of the Crips is. Like, this dude disrespect everybody. He spoke about those kids who got unalived in Texas at school. Bro, I'm telling you, I won't even mess with him at all. I mean, he dissed me in the chat. I had no interview with Melvin Farmer. I was in his chat because I had wanted to interview him, but I didn't even get a chance to ask for it. I wanted to find out what his rates was and stuff like that. Somebody did eventually send me an email from his camp, and he charged like, I think he was telling me at the time like $10,000. If I wanted to interview him for an hour, it was 10 grand, something of that sort, right? And then he saw my name in the chat. And he said, yo, nigga, I don't fuck with you, nigga. Yeah, nigga, I know who you is. You that nigga that interviewed Melvin Farmer. You get what I'm saying? Nigga, don't get your pussy ass out my chat, whatever the case may be, yada, 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 right? I didn't even, I had laughed when he said it, right? Because I was like, damn, he saw that video? He saw the video. You get what I'm saying? The video got over 100,000 views. He saw the video. I'm like, God damn, I didn't know he saw the video. Then, now I could have clapped back at him, but I'm like, you know what? Nah, you know what? I don't want that smoke right there. I'm going to leave that alone. Now, it probably would have been, now that I think about it, it probably would have been good for me to clap back because then he would have put my name out there. Sometimes it might be good to be dissed if you like a lower level and then you trying to get your name out there. That'll help you out, especially if you're good at it. So now that I think about it, I probably should have clapped back. But I didn't. I opted not to. You get what I'm saying? I opted not to. So anyways, let me get ready to drop these phone. So what do y'all think, man? Do y'all think that, man, Charleston White crossed the line when he went to talk about the man, Devin Haney mama, when he talking about Bill Haney White, he called the cracker, pink toe this and all that. I'm like, God damn, dog. Like, we use that term in the South. You get what I'm saying? We use that term in the South. So I'm like, bro, like, you gotta, if I'm Bill Haney, I won't even reply back to it. Hey, shout out to Shogun Sleazy. He say, smart man, coach. Yeah, absolutely. G5 said, all publicity ain't good publicity. Yeah, you're right about that. I thought about it. I was like, nah, I ain't. You know what I mean? You got to pick and choose your battles. You have to pick and choose your battles. You get what I'm saying? You got to pick and choose your battles. And because I know how the internet can get. You can't shame a person who don't have no shame. Charleston White ain't got no shame. So how there's no way you can embarrass him. There's nothing that you can say to diss him. He don't hurt it all. He don't hurt he ain't got but one eye. He don't hurt he's skinny, he's slim. He don't hurt he a snitch. He don't hurt he the police. Like, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. You get what I'm saying? And if you ain't on his level from a lyrical standpoint, and Bill is a good talker, but Bill is more of a flim-flammer. You know what I mean? He say a lot of, Charleston White goes straight for the jugular. He going at your kids. He going at your wife. He gonna talk about your God. He gonna talk about your religion. And he gonna be funny doing it. You get what I'm saying? So he right there in Dallas. So it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. And guess what? Bill ain't no troll. Bill a shit talker, but he ain't really no troll. Charleston White is a master troll. Even I acknowledge that. That's a master. I'm like, nah, man, leave that nigga alone. Cause he gonna go there. If you listen to that interview, that video, that show that I did January the 9th, I'm gonna drop it in the chat. Go back and listen to that. You're going to say, you know what? Coach said everything. Everything I said on that show is exactly what he's saying right now in this video. I said, that man gonna talk about your kids. He gonna talk about your wife. He gonna talk about Devin Haney mama. He gonna talk about all that. I said that in that show in January. Everybody knows that he going for the jugular. So if you ain't prepared to deal with that type of disrespect, don't even mention his name. If he say something, yeah, man, Bill Haney's son got knocked out, he sued and all that stuff there, I mean, okay, let it go. Because what's gonna come back after of it, I'm gonna do a follow. I'm finna shoot a whole video on this here. On this video, I'm finna shoot an entire video on this after this show. Anyways, before we get into the show, y'all know what time of TI is, man. Salute to everybody, man. I'm finna get ready to drop these phone lines. Y'all let me know what you think. You think he crossed the line? Think that went too far? Any Haney fans want to call in and have anything to say? I'm pretty sure y'all do. Hold on, let me do this. Oh, they got Big George Foreman over here, man. Big George Foreman over here, man. R.I.P. to George, man. R.I.P. to Big George, man. See, they got Big George over here. Young George Foreman, when he came back. Howard Cosell. Y'all get what I'm saying? Oh, that was George Foreman in the 70s. That was the 70s George there. The 70s George. R.I.P. to George Foreman. It is what it is.
You want to talk some shit? Call me. Start some shit, bitch.
Sup, fool? You gonna talk shit about me, homie? Where you from?
Hundreds of niggas is waiting for your motherfucking call, and they all talking shit about you right now.
Call the coach at 530-494-9636. We waiting on your bitch ass. Hey, shout out to Mr. G4L. Salute to you, fam. Shout out to Major Keep Boxing. Major Keep Boxing, what's going on, fam? Daniel Agnew he say, Coach, it looks like normal behavior coming from Charleston White. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm just saying, like, we went at the man's wife. I'm like, God damn, called that cracker, pink toe this. I'm like, you know, Lord have mercy, called Devin Haney mama a hoe. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, man, that's the shit I was talking about. That's the shit I was talking about. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Kermit. Kermit, what you say? You say what goes around comes around? Okay. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Martin from Oakland.
Martin from Oaktown, talk to me.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah, you can't argue with idiots like that because, you know, nothing moral, ethical, or, you know, anything that has to do with principles applies to that man. That man, you know, no matter how low you can stoop, he'll still stoop lower because he ain't got no shame. And it's basically, he got an agenda. You know what I mean? To push as many buttons as he can, get as much attention as he can. And, you know, when you're dealing with somebody like that, the best thing you can do is just ignore him.
Yeah, best ignore him, yep.
Because you can't hurt somebody that can't be hurt. You can't, you know, hurt someone's pride that ain't prideful. You know, this motherfucker ain't got no type of shame. You know, low key, a lot of people don't even realize what he's really doing. He's pandering to white people. He's saying everything white people dare not say, would not say, wish they could say, and they're over there applauding that motherfucker. And then you have the other people that are offended and appalled by everything that comes out the man's mouth, and all they're doing is just putting money in his pockets by even entertaining that bullshit. That's why, like me, with all these boxing channels, 99% of the ones that I'm not feeling, I just click that little button on YouTube. You know, don't recommend me that shit because I don't need to see that shit. I don't need to hear that shit. And that's the only way you can really defeat this person, by basically making the motherfucker go broke by just not fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, he talks shit about a lot of people, but my thing is, the fuck, he ain't got no type of useful or entertaining information for me. So why would I listen to his ass? You know what I mean? I don't see what he about, bullshit. And, you know, Bill Haney made a huge mistake because he's trying to put him on blast. This motherfucker done hold on himself time after time after time. Yeah, I'll snitch. Yeah, I am a snitch. All Bill Haney did was just prove that it's not a gimmick. That's his MO, and it's been his MO since he was a youngster. He was snitching since, since the days when, motherfuckers really thought they were solid. First time they hit the pen, like, man, this is nothing. I'll go lay down 5-10 years. Listen to me. I'm a rider. I'm a real one. Well, apparently, Charleston White was never a real one. And there's the proof. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. Shout out to Mark, man. Old Town, man. Your point well taken, fam.
Sure.
Salute, brother. This is what I got to say about that. Say Charleston White a snitch, this and that. I wonder, if you are a civilian, you do not commit crimes, there's no such thing as a civilian being a snitch. I just want to throw that out there. That word is so misunderstood. Snitching is when you are a criminal involved in criminal activity by yourself or one or more people, and when you get caught, instead of suffering the consequences of your action, you understand, what I'm doing is wrong. It's illegal. If I get caught and my homeboy get away, I'm gonna sit down and do the time. I ain't gonna tell on him because I knew what I was getting into before I get into it. Carla, hold on. So when you decide, well, you know what, man, I don't want to suffer the consequences of my actions. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tell old man that got away so I can get less time. That's snitching. I'm trying to tell on the whole organization. Criminal get caught. He don't want to do them 30, 40 years. They trying to give him. Man, I'm trying to tell on the whole organization. See, can I get my time cut? 5K1. That's snitching. If you're a civilian, somebody break into your house, you call the police and you saw who did it and you tell who did it, that's not snitching. That's not a snitch. That's a civilian. You can't hold civilians to street rules. And another thing about the street rule shit, there is no code in the street. All the street niggas selling. When the street nigga get caught, what they do? They tell. Big U in prison right now. He got a bunch of gangbangers or whatever who they say that was with him and they was doing this and doing that. Guess who telling on them? Guess who the informant is? The killers and the gangbangers. Yellow Beezy. According to reports, what they put out there, Yellow Beezy put a hit out on Mo 3, according to what the police is saying. That was released. Guess who allegedly told on him? The killers who he hired. So what does that tell you? Ain't no code. If the killers are telling on you, that tell you it ain't no code. Call what's your name? You call it from?
Hey, what's up, Coach? Jerry, Baltimore.
Jerry from Beemore, talk to me.
Very unsettling for me to hear Bill Haney pull the race card. The bottom line is, I've stood up for Bill and Devin. I don't mind Bill capping for his son. That's his son. That's what he's going to do. He trains them. They built the whole thing. It should be expected. Never have I ever had a problem. But him pulling the race card at this juncture is really, and lets you know how desperate they really are. If Devin Haney loses his upcoming fight, he's done. He will have zero promotional prowess, if you will, because he's got very little right now, very little, despite what him and his dad think. And he's gotten plenty of opportunity. And I got to give you props, Coach, for pointing out that, if it was about race, he could have been robbed a few, 2-3 times. Both those fights in Australia, there was 40,000 Australians in there. They could have robbed them, just like plenty of robberies that have happened, but they didn't. He got a fair shake. When he fought Loma, it was a close fight. Probably could have went either way. I had Haney winning by a round or two, but he didn't get robbed, and it was the last fight on his deal. Stop crying, man. That's what's turning people off to Devin Haney, is the crying and the excuse making. Now, I think he's been treated a little unfairly, to be honest with you. He gets hated on a little more than what he maybe should. But you know what? Him and his dad, They ought to do like Mayweather and just embrace that shit and ride it all the way to the bank. Because he'll make fans along the way, just like Mayweather did.
Yeah.
And he can cash in on him, man, because people don't like him for whatever reason. They don't really like him. And it's a little unfair, it is. But boxing's unfair. That's just how it is. People didn't like Bernard Hopkins either. Hopkins wasn't popular. He didn't really start getting paid until way late in his career. You know, he was 40-plus some years old before he ever got any real notoriety. Prior to that, he was fighting for peanuts and all those middleweight defenses and stuff. He was making very little money, you know. And there's others, of course, Marvin Hagler. But those guys maybe weren't so much as unpopular as they weren't unliked. Haney seems to be unpopular because he is unliked. And I don't know what to tell him. It's unfair, but he should probably embrace it. And stop crying. You know, the crying this and that just turns people off, right?
Well, hey, Jared, what you said they're playing a race card. You saying Bill Haney? What you mean? You saying the video that I did, or what are you talking about?
Well, I listened to you talking to him the other day. When you had him on there.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, he was like, you know, no, man, his son, in accordance with his overall level of popularity, has gotten plenty of opportunity, man. He's got more opportunity than most, to be honest. I mean, we didn't forget, man. Boxing fans know he had the easiest route to undisputed that you would have ever seen, man. That WBC belt that he came with, he didn't fight for that belt in the ring. That belt was gifted to him. He's not alone. Janabek, Zoo.
Yeah.
There's plenty of others, but we're talking about him. And the truth is, he never fought for the WBC belt that he brought. Kambosos had the other 3 belts. And it was just as easy as it could get. And Kambosos, let's be honest, man. Kambosos ain't never been a top 5 lightweight. Never. Maybe not even top 10. He's a guy who pulled an upset over Lopez. And it was a close fight. If you really watched that fight was close. But I thought Kambosos won, and congratulations to him. But he ain't did nothing but lose since then. Up until this last fight, which I didn't see, but apparently he didn't look too good. The guy is a tough dude, but he's never been a top lightweight. Never. So Devin got an easy path to undisputed. Like I say, if Devin loses his next fight, that's a wrap. And even if he's got to probably look good. Being the way people criticize him, which they do, he can't just, he's got to look good in this fight, or else it's more criticism that's coming his way. You know what I'm saying? But I like Devin. I mean, the motherfucker, even though he said he'd never lose to a white boy, and if he beats a white boy 10 times, I mean, that wasn't right. But I kind of like him just because people hate on him so much. But that ain't helping things at this point, I don't think.
All right, Jared, man. Salute, fam. Be more stand up. Hey. Hey, Jerry ain't let that white boy comment go, boy. Every time Jerry call, yeah, coach, yeah, man, you know, and I'm still mad at Devin Haney for the racist comments that he made. And when he said he'll never lose to a white boy, and if he fight a white boy 10 times, he'll beat him 10 times out of 10. Yeah, I'm still mad. Jerry ain't let that go. Jerry ain't let that go. Hey, Jerry say, no, man. Nah, coach. See, you know what I'm saying? You don't understand. You got to feel my pain.
Bruh.
Carter, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Jamie from New York.
Jamie from New York, talk to me.
Man, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing good.
All right. Listen, Uncle Jerry, man. Excellent call, by the way. You know, I feel that Devin Haney gets the most hate because of his dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The young boy's trying to do his thing, man. And the boy can fight, man. You know what I mean? It's his dad. That's the problem. So I know Bill's listening, man. Listen, bro. You need to stop. You gotta let your kid live, bro. You did great work. I said, Dad, I understand you. I will do the same thing. I got kids, right? But coach, bro, listen. Devin Haney needs to continue to fight. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's fighting now. He has a fight coming up. What do you think about? Okay. What do you think about the Charleston White comment? Do you think he crossed the line with the disrespect of Devin Haney's mother and Bill Haney's wife? What do you think about that?
Coach, I'll be honest with you, man. I really don't care about that. To be honest with you, you know what I mean? Like to me, it has nothing to do with boxing. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know that guy. Anyways, I really don't follow him. But but back to Haney, man. Again, bro. Listen, keep winning. That's what Bud Crawford did it. Pernell Whitaker had to do it the same way, and so did Floyd. You know what I mean? You got to keep winning, man. You go in the ring, right? Continue to win. You're seeking for respect. You're gonna get it. Just fight and win, bro. The more you win, the more respect he's gonna get. That's all he needs to do. That's all, and that's for you, Bill. I was talking to you. Hey, Coach, respect from New York.
Salute, fam. Yeah, he said the man need to fight. The man got a fight coming up May the 2nd. He got a fight coming up May 2nd. So, he will be back in the ring soon. Caller, what's your name? You calling from?
Jermaine from Toledo.
Jermaine from Toledo, talk to me.
What up, Coach? I was calling about Charleston White, man. Dude always been he a negative dude, but he always like he stay getting booked. You feel me? Like so he's making all this money from being negative.
Yeah.
How's he making all this money? How's all these like he going around getting booked all over the place?
Yeah.
You feel me? And it's like that's just crazy how the world is. It's like dude's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
But it's like he's making all this money being disrespectful. You feel me? It's like that's just crazy. As far as Devin Haney go, I fuck with Dev, but you know what I mean. I feel like I wasn't really with the suing part. I just feel like like Gray said, like you know what I mean. All that shit was weak. You got to just you know what I mean get it back in the ring, man. You know what I mean. And I feel like I hope on May 2nd both of them boys win so they can get it in the rematch. And I for real, I think Dev. I think Dev gonna try to survive that night. I don't even think. You know what I mean? Not to sound like no hater, but I don't even really think he coming to try to impress nobody. He like, shit, this nigga already done cheated me. I got to just, you know what I mean, survive, get through 12 rounds, and move on with my career. Because he knows if Ryan knock him out again, it's over. It's over with, man. It's like, you know what I mean? Shit, they going to be, he going to be fighting. He going to be like, shit, he going to be like Rosie. They going to be just lining him up to get knocked out. You know what I mean? He going to still get fights, but it's going to be like he ain't going to be getting picked. And if he lose on May 2nd, it's really over. It's like, I don't know. Niggas might not even want to see that. Niggas might not even want to see that.
He said
that Ryan.
No,
I'm telling you.
man. No. Hey, yo, man.
Like if he lose to Ramirez on a knockout, that's gonna be bad business. That's gonna be nasty work right there, man. It's like, damn, dude, niggas. Like I might not even want to see that rematch. Ryan might even go a different direction. Like, shit, I'm cool. But yeah, that's all I got. So
hey, shout out to Jermaine. Toledo, stand up, man. Salute, fam. Hey, let's look at the chat. Let's look at the chat on the other channel. Clarissa said I wouldn't credit Charleston for anything. He has said some terrible things about kids that are sick. Yeah, facts. Facts. And this is what I was saying, Clarissa. Like that dude right there, you just have to ignore. If the only thing he's doing is just dissing your son, saying he got knocked out, got beat by Ryan Garcia, let that go. But now you comment on, because he snitched when he was 16 years old, and and I get a whole bunch of people commenting on it. But I'm like, but I'm like, now this dude gonna cross that line. Cause I didn't want to see the man do that. And I said that and that. If you listen, I'm gonna drop the video. If you listen to that show we did on the 9th, this is the same thing I spoke about. You call a man wife a cracker and pink toe this and, and you like the white meat and all that stuff there. And, the man's son mother is a hoe and that's how you got her and you was a pimp. And you get what I'm saying? I'm just like, God damn, this person right here said, NPR say it is crossing the line, but Bill welcomes it. He invites it. So NPR saying, Charleston White did cross the line, but Bill Haney invites the crossing the line. Okay. All right. You get what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. Again, I know people saying he just need to fight. Okay, but goddamn, man, the man fighting on the second. It ain't like Devin Haney can jump in the ring and tomorrow and fight. He has a fight date. So we're going to see what it look like on the fight date. Me personally, I think that he's going to go back to what he normally does. You get what I'm saying? Jab, dip his head to the right, out the way. Jab, dip his head to the right, out the way. Come with the 1-2. And, come with the 1-2. Every now and then, if he's faster than Ramirez, then, you get what I'm saying? I think he's going to do that. It's going to be, I think the fight is going to be very similar to when Devin Haney fought George Kambosos, the first fight. I think it's going to be similar to that. That's just what I think. The reason why is because I think whatever trainer that Devin Haney may be working with, no, he's working with his dad, but whatever trainer that he's working with, I do know that they don't want him to get hit. You get what I'm saying? They're going to know that the only way that this dude can win is by knockout, because we think that you are a better and far more superior fighter than Ramirez. So all you have to do is use your speed, your timing, your footwork, and you'll beat him. This will be an easy night. You get what I'm saying? So don't give him the opportunity to land a shot. Ramirez probably past his prime right now. Some people thinking that, Ramirez might be the one to upset Dev or do this and do that. I don't think so. I think this is going to be a fairly easy fight for Devin Haney. Myself, I think it's going to be a fairly easy fight for him. A good name though. Former two-time world champion. You get what I'm saying? A good name. You get what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I don't know unless, I don't really see. I think they're going to go back to their old style. You know what I mean? Now, anything can happen. It could be a cherry pick that go wrong. But I just think Devin Haney I think he has better footwork than Ramirez too. So we'll see. Boss Deck say Linares was supposed to be easy. Linares was easy. Hey, Boss Desk, you say Linares was supposed to be easy. That fight, hold on, where you at, fam? Shit, if you look at that fight, I think Devin Haney won the first 8-9 rounds or something of that sort. I think the only thing Linares did was when he landed that one shot. When that was in the 10th round, that was either the 10th round or the 9th round. He caught him clean with that, and had him walking back to his corner on Bambi legs. And then the next 3 rounds, Devin Haney was just grabbing him. He kind of held on. He was holding him for the next 3 rounds. Was that the 9th round or the 10th round? Devin Haney got caught by Linares. Yeah, he beat Linares easy, fam. Linares landed that one shot, and that was because Devin Haney sat there too long throwing combinations. He was throwing he sat in that one spot too long. He was throwing like a 4-punch combination, and Linares was throwing in between his shots, and he caught him on the last shot. Bam! You get what I'm saying? And the bell rung. Was that the 9th or the 10th round? L. Harvey, what you say, fam? You said that was the 10th. Okay, cool. That was the 10th. And then the 11th round, he was holding and grabbing. And then the 12th round, he was holding and grabbing. Do you get what I'm saying? So, yeah. Hey, good looking out, fam. I knew it was. I say it was either the 9th or the 10th. So, I don't really see. You know what I mean? I think Jose Ramirez passed his prime myself. Shout out to Mr. Tomato Can. What did he say, brother? Mr. Tomato Can he said Jose Ramirez pretty washed. As Rick Glazer says, he's on the back 9. Yeah. I think, you know what? I think he's pretty washed too. I believe so. You get what I'm saying? For all of those who are just getting here, I'm talking about this blatant disrespect. Hold on. Caller, what's your name? You're calling from?
I'm Nate from the UK. You good?
Hey, Nate from the UK. Talk to me.
Yeah, what's up? So first of all, coach, what's Charleston White said, coach? Because I don't happen with Charleston White.
All right, hold on. This is what he said.
Say that again?
Just listen.
Okay.
Ryan Garcia, Bill, chill out, my nigga. Just sit to the side. Your boy got his ass kicked in the rain. Put on his motherfucking back pockets. And y'all done run down to the lawman in a legal dispute trying to press charges. Man, chill out, Bill. Let me make it. I was a kid, Bill. You went to prison. You was a horrible man. You used to pimp on women, Bill. Probably how you got the boy Haney. His mama was a hoe and you took the boy from the... That's probably how you got the boy. I hear you married to a white cracker, pink toe peckerwood bitch. Hear you like that white meat, boy, uncooked, seasoned meat out here. Let me be, Bill. I try to ignore you, Bill. You tried to get me on your podcast, I turn it down. But Bill, don't say nothing about me, Bill. And you done overlooked all this stuff on Google about the work I done. And you took that boy down there to sue Ryan Garcia and try to press charges on him. Don't try to put the street code down on me and you ain't putting it down on your boxing, boy. Fight in the streets, nigga. So nah, man, Bill Haney tripping. He tripping.
That's what he said.
Yeah, you know what, Coach, that's the reason why I don't touch him with Charleston White, and obviously, I'm a brother coach. Anyone that makes their bread, how they're making it, all power to him, Coach. But, what the first question I'll ask you is 90% of what he said there, what's that got to do with boxing, Coach? You know what I mean? How's he going to come out and call? We shouldn't be saying them kind of things about Devin's mum and all them kind of things. I think that's ridiculous.
This is the thing. It has nothing to do with boxing, but Bill Haney opened up the door for this particular ground. So allegedly what happens is this. He went on Say Cheese TV, and Say Cheese mentioned to Charleston White that, hey, Bill Haney said something about you. As a matter of fact, Bill Haney said on his Instagram page, on the X, he said, hold on, I don't want to make nothing up. I do not want to do that. I want to go directly to the source so I can make sure that I'm saying it right. But Bill Haney just made a post. I hear you right. Made a post via X, just basically picking at Charleston White, because Charleston White got on the stand and testified against his friend that's in prison right now, and he said that Charleston the clown or some thumbs down or something of that sort, and and he spoke on Charleston White being a snitch and all that stuff there at 16, and then so Say Cheese TV brought that up to Charleston White, and Charleston White went at him. So it has nothing to do with boxing, but on the flip side, you can look at it and say, okay, well, Bill Haney is a boxing dad. That had nothing to do with boxing. Why you bringing this man, name up? You get what I'm saying? So it's I guess all fair love and war.
Yeah. Coach, was it Bill Haney that put that footage? Because I didn't even watch the footage, but I've seen a little clip that someone put a clip of Charleston White snitching on his friend when he was a kid. Bill didn't put the footage out there. Okay, but someone else put the footage up on Charleston, because I've seen that recently and I didn't even bother click on it because, for me and that guy's character, I wasn't even surprised to know that there's footage of this guy snitching on someone. He looked like he was 17 in a little snippet I could see it. It looked like he was a young kid back then. But Coach, what I'll say is this. The first thing I wanted to say first and foremost, a lot of people like to talk about Devin Haney and call him the email champion, Now, let's not forget that the reason he was elevated to the WBC champion was because obviously the WBC champion at the time, Lomachenko, was elevated to the franchise championship.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which was the same thing that he did for Canelo at the time when Canelo wanted to duck his mandatory, whether it was Charlo or whoever Canelo wanted to duck. Because there's only ever been two WBC franchise champions in life in the history of boxing, I believe, and that's Canelo Alvarez and Lomachenko, right?
I think it was another one. I think it was another one. I'm not sure, but for the most part, those are the notables.
Okay, yeah. No, you might be right. I only know about them two, Canelo and Lomachenko, right? So Devin Haney was elevated to WBC champion. He then defended it 4 or 5 times. One of the times against Linares, which, by the way, I think Linares is actually one of the best performances for Devin. It was a shutout. Obviously, like he says, Linares caught him in the end of the 10th round. But that guy was kind of a previous champion. And all I want to say everything, Kambosos wasn't a brilliant unified champion, but he beat Teofimo. You know, he beat the guy at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And then Devin beat him. And then what I think really rates where you know where Devin's at is that Devin circled back to fight Lomachenko when he was already undisputed.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, Coach? So for me, that shows Devin Hart that when Devin was coming up the ranks, he wanted to fight Lomachenko for the title. You know what I'm saying? When he was 21. That's what I'm saying. Lomachenko didn't give him a shot, but when it was his chance, he still circled back and still did the deal with Top Rank.
Yeah, I remember that.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I want to bring all this to say, because at the end of the day, Coach, you know me, I've been rocking with the Haneys from day one, and funny enough, I met Bill and Devin Haney. You know, when he went to the Peacock Gym in London. He came out to London a few months back earlier in the year, and I went down and I finally got to meet him and this time the third. But at the end of the day, Devin Haney dropped the ball when he fought Ryan Garcia. Understand what I'm saying? If Devin would have won that fight, then we would be talking completely different about Devin, because he was undisputed champion. Then he moved up to 140, dealt with Regis Prograis, and his next fight was Ryan Garcia. And that's what I'm saying, Coach. So I just, first of all, want to put some respect on Devin Haney's name, understand, and also Bill Haney. And then also, it's like, I agree with, you know, what the crowd is saying is that Bill Haney's put himself in the limelight, calling out people like Charleston White, who are absolute jokers. So if you lie, my mum used to say, if you lie with dogs, you catch fleas. So if you lie around with these clowns, then these clowns going to take the piss. But yeah, no one should ever say that about someone's mum. I'm not too sure if it's still on the line, Coach, but I'm going to leave the call there.
All right, salute, fam. Yeah, I'm still here.
Bless.
All right, salute, fam. Yeah. It's like I said in this video. Y'all listen to this video right here I did. Here go the video right here. Hold on. I'm gonna drop it on the chat. Just listen to the video, and you're gonna be like, "Yup, I remember that." Coach said that shit. Exactly. You know what I mean? Because listen, he gonna attack your family. He gonna talk about your wife. He gonna talk about Devin Haney mama. And I said that. I said that right here. Literally, I don't have a timestamp, but I said it in my opening monologue. I say it right there. That's the video right there. I say, man, you know, just some things you just, you know what? Don't even say nothing about it.
Prison, you was a horrible man. You used to pimp on women, Bill. Probably how you got the boy Haney. His mama was a hoe, and you took the boy from the. That's probably how you got.
So, you know, and now this is the tweet that Bill Haney had made a while ago. I don't know exactly when that tweet came out, but I think that's what Say Cheese TV was addressing or something of that sort. Say Cheese is a big platform. I'll call it, hold on. And see, the reason why, I'm going to tell you something. You know, you just got to know your lane. You just got to know your lane. You get what I'm saying? Again, as I said before, the Haney's are millionaires. They got plenty of money. They good. And I think Charleston White good too financially as well. You know, so from a social economic level, I think both of those guys are doing well. So he goes about it differently. You get what I'm saying? Just like I showed you the video with Paulie Malignaggi, and he reading that doggone Adrian Broner don't got caught up. Well, he ain't got caught up in the RICO. He ain't got charged, but you know, they don't press him out in LA because he's shooting dice, winning millions of dollars from NBA players or whatever the case may be. He's shooting dice with loaded dice. And then, according to reports, what's being put out there on social media, you know, I don't know. I ain't seen it. I don't know. I ain't seen it. But, you know, I haven't physically seen the paperwork. But, you know, AB got pressed out. He forgot to check in. They got the jury back or some of the money back or whatever. He had to pay taxes. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And then Paulie Malignaggi say, yeah, man, you know, Boston, we're becoming like what do you say, the tabloid or something? And I've been saying that for 2 years. I said, this is what Boston going at. Because I study this stuff. I study it. I said, yeah, this way it's going at. This is what it is. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And then, you know, but it's American boxing. It ain't, bro. I think it's just here in America. American boxing, this is where it's at. You know, and me personally, I like it. Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? It's Jerry, 2 times.
Jerry, 2 times, talk to me.
I like that Piggly Wiggly hat, bro. Where'd you get that one from?
Hey, man, my cousin, she made it for me. She has a
She made it?
yeah, she's one of she has her own she has her t-shirt business. Matter of fact, they my sponsors. I forgot to read my sponsors. I have 2 sponsors now, a barbershop and a shirt making company. So the shirt making company make these hats for me.
I like that hat, bro. Let me put something in context. You tell me if I'm wrong. Devin Haney, prior, he was screaming early on. He was screaming Loma Lopez, screaming Loma Lopez. I didn't blame him for that because those are 2 top guys in the division, and he felt like he was a top guy in the division. So why not put your name with them? I would do the same thing. However, Bob Arum offered him a contract. You screaming you want to fight these 2 guys. He offered him a contract, and what did he do? He went and signed with Eddie Hearn. And let's face it, him and his dad both knew when they done that they weren't going to be fighting Loma and Lopez. So this bullshit about Loma ducking him, never. Loma did not duck him. If anybody ducked anybody, Devin Haney ducked Loma by signing with Eddie Hearn. Because when he done that, that ensured that fight was not going to happen. And Bob Arum told him, you signed with the wrong promoter, son.
Yeah, he did say that.
And
Yeah,
what
he did.
happened?
Signed to the wrong promoter, kid. He said that. I remember that.
And what happened? Devin, I think, had a 3-fight deal with Eddie Hearn, and then he did sign a 3-fight deal with Top Rank. And what happened? He got the Loma fight.
Yeah.
He didn't get the Lopez fight, but he did get the Loma fight. And you know, that I just wanted to say that. To put that clear, because people, you know, this narrative that Loma ducked him, Loma never had any reason to duck Devin Haney. Devin Haney went over there and he did what he did. However, he did that. He came back to Top Rank for a 3-fight deal, and he beat Lomachenko. And then he put in a hell of an impressive performance against Regis Prograis, who many people, not myself necessarily, but I heard many people say that Regis was the boogeyman at 140.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to fight him.
Yeah.
Yak. And Devin Haney put in a masterclass against Regis. He beat the crap out of Regis and I like Ruger, but he knocked him down. He beat the crap out of him. What we got to see is how Devin Haney responds in this fight, right? Because he's been off for a little while. He went from being one of probably the most busiest guys to he's been off for a year. That may be a real good thing for him, though, I think, because he's been going so much and so fast out of the amateurs. I think that a little break will do, and I think the move to 47 will benefit him. What I think happened in the Ryan Garcia fight is I don't think Devin Haney tried to knock Ryan Garcia out. I don't think that was the game plan. I think the game plan was to push a fast pace and see if Ryan's conditioning would hold up or if he would quit, similar to what he did in the tank fight. And it was a good strategy. Problem is, Devin Haney didn't have his legs. I think his weight cutting finally caught up to him. And even though that fight was at 140, he had already been talking about moving to 47. I think his own weight cutting, he didn't have any legs. He was tough enough to take the shots and not get knocked out, but the shots was knocking him down and knocking him off balance and just buzzing him, you know. So if he returns to form in his next fight, this fight upcoming, the way he looked again in the Prograis fight, then you got to keep him right there at the top with just about anybody, I think.
All right. Shout out to Jared. Be more stand up.
All right.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, again, I don't foresee Devin Haney having any issues with Ramirez. I just think he gonna. You get what I'm saying? I think time is gone. He had his time in the sun. I mean, he's more of a name than anything at this point. You know, I think they're gonna make easy work of him. Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Jermaine from Toledo.
Jermaine, 2 times.
Hey, what's up, Coach? Hey, I want to touch back on what you were saying about like how Charleston White, he one of them dudes that you just gotta ignore. I believe that because I feel like the feds is protecting him for real though. It's like, you know what I mean? Because ain't no way you ain't getting you doing all this, you know what I mean, talking about the dead and all that other stuff, and you just out walking around, and ain't nobody pressing you for real.
Yeah.
Like, niggas gonna
And
press
he
you
in
for
Dallas,
real,
bro.
like, then you say.
Dallas is very, very violent. That DMV area. I mean, not DMV. I mean, Dallas Fort Worth. That Dallas Fort Worth area. Man, shit. Them niggas killing each other left and right there. I'm like, for him to be there. And he's saying F the Bloods, F the Crips, F Big U. We don't care nothing about no California niggas. They don't run nothing over here. This and that. F Yellow Beezy. This is, Errol Spence was drunk. Errol Spence was being, because I ain't gonna lie now, he did say this now. Errol Spence was being chased by Mo 3 when the car flipped. Think everybody knew that. You know what I mean? And then they put the, then you know what happened to Mo 3 after that? And bro, they were like, man, that's it.
Yeah, because there's only one dude I think on the video he said he's scared of. That was NBA Youngboy. He said anybody else besides him he ain't scared of. Because he said NBA Youngboy down at, because I don't heard stories about Baton Rouge. That's another little crazy spot that they ain't gonna play with you. You know what I mean? But besides that, he just be, you know what I mean, just disrespecting everybody. And I was surprised to see him popping bottles of Floyd though. You know what I mean? Out of everybody, how you just popping bottles of Floyd though? So it's like I was saying earlier, like, you know what I mean, a lot of that negativity be drawing motherfuckers to him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like you said, you just gotta ignore that dude though, cause
you gotta leave.
I bet you the feds know his area location. He one of them dudes. They probably know where he at all times because they know he a target. You know what I mean? Because he do way too much disrespecting, and he a worldwide troll for real. And he, you know what I mean, a disrespectful ass troll.
Yeah,
he
salute, fam. Yeah, he just crossed all lines. Like I'm like, hey, bro. Man, it's a killing field. It's a killing field in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Hold on. It's a killing field there. Like them dudes, they just like to die and go to jail. That's it. They're like the life expectancy of a YN in Dallas, Fort Worth is what? 20, 25, 26? I don't know. I'm just throwing a number out there. Like, if you 23 or 20, if you 25, you an OG. That's considered an OG. You get what I'm saying? Because they don't live. That's going on in pretty much a lot of different cities. You get what I'm saying? The YNs, they like death. They love death. They love it. You get what I'm saying? So, Carla, what's your name? You calling from?
This Red calling out of Atlanta.
Red from ATL, talk to me.
This Red calling out of Atlanta.
You got to turn the TV down in the back.
All right, I got you.
All right, go ahead.
But my thing is, everybody talking about Charleston White. Bill Haney messed up when he said something back to the man. Because the only thing he's doing is getting that man another check. Just like everybody else say, ignore him, pay him no mind. Because anytime he mentions Charleston White, he getting a check off you. Anyway, but with that being said, now back to the boxing with Devin Haney. I still believe he one of the youngest, baddest boys there is. He listened to Bill Haney, no disrespect to Muslim and nothing. But Bill Haney said, hey, Shah-Allah, my son gonna kill you. Go get him. I'm sending my son in there to kill you. All this there. He's going back to the corner, don't know what to tell him. He said, go get him. Go get him. Go run it. Devin don't fight like that. He should have let Devin fight his fight. He would have beat Ryan probably easy. Yeah. And I believe he probably would have beat Shakur, Timo, and Tank probably would have been the only one to give him a run. But after that last performance with Tank said, he probably would have beat Tank in the long run too. I believe he was the one to beat them all.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The crazy part about it, Red, we'll never see that Tank and Devin Haney fight because Devin is at 140. He's fighting the catchweight at 144 against Ramirez. But when Bill was here, he said they will be fighting at 147. So pretty much they are welterweights right now. So we'll never see that fight between the two. Unfortunately. So.
And that welterweight, he ain't got nothing coming.
Well, welterweight, boy,
nobody off.
Yeah, welterweight, boy, who are you gonna be that welterweight?
You got Boots, that boy Boots, and
and Brian Norman.
Boy Boots gonna fight Stone. Stay on this. Any one of them gonna give Devin Haney. It's over for him.
No, you forget, hey, bro, you got Brian Norman Jr. up there too. I'm like, man,
it's over for him.
They might look at.
Was at 140.
They might look at Devin Haney as food right there. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. That don't mean he probably can't beat somebody, but I think those guys are Brian Norman. I would think someone like a Boots or a Brian Norman. I think they'll try to mud him out. They're gonna try to mud him. You know what I mean?
It'll be too much for him.
It's gonna be too much for him. Yeah.
Mario Barrios probably the only one that got a chance with. That's it, and that's all.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But listen, Red, ATL, stand up. Thank you for calling, brother. ATL in the building. Yeah, those matchups at 47, because you got Ryan up there. Ryan gonna be up there now. Devin Haney gonna be up there now. Devin should be stronger there. Ryan Garcia should be stronger there. But I can't, Teofimo there. But I don't know if I can say that those guys are better than Boots or Brian Norman. Or maybe standing on this, or even Mario Barrios. Or Mario Barrios. I don't know. I don't know. Mario, you know what? I ain't really really thought much of Mario Barrios like that. Standing on this, I got Boots. I got Boots pretty much beating him up. I'm like, yeah, his style tailor-made for Boots. Boots gonna beat the brakes off that boy. I could be wrong, though. But I just think, if Boots is what they say he is, they would say he was the next Roy and all of that stuff there. All right, we finna find out. But, his last fight with Karen, Karen Chugga was doing his thing against him a little bit. Boots won. He did win the fight, but Karen Chugga was making them pivots and stuff, and, so I don't know. So we'll see how that, we're going to see how that work out. But, I don't know. Teofimo is athletic. Now, Teofimo is athletic. Carla, hold on. And then, Ryan Garcia got that left hook. Ryan Garcia, he got that left hook now. He gonna throw that left hook. But you gotta have some type of jab and stuff like that. I'm anxious to see what these guys are gonna do at 147, to be fair. Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, this DZ out of the shot, man. What's going on?
DZ out of the shot. Talk to me.
So look, right? I agree with the last caller, man, when he said, man, Bill shouldn't even respond or even shouldn't even mention in Charleston. You know what I'm saying? Because I was looking at that Gilly interview, right? When Club Shay asked him about Charleston. And I remember, man, when he finally said when he said something about Gilly Kid's son, right?
Yeah.
I was expecting Gilly to say something to the man or respond, but Gilly, he kept it G. He ain't even respond to the man right away. He waited till he got on the interview and Shay asked him, and then he responded. That's how Bill should have handled that, because you can't even respond to nothing Charleston White say, man, because you just gotta look at it as plain ignorance. You can't matter if it's right or wrong. You just gotta leave him alone.
Leave him alone. Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to speak on Devin though, right? Let me speak on Devin, right? So I always wanted to say this, man, but I never got around to it. I was watching, like 2 weeks ago, right? I was watching that sparring video with Tank and Dev, right?
You at work?
And yeah, I'm working right now, but it's cool. I can stop for a few minutes.
Okay.
So I was watching the interview with Dev and Tank, right?
Yes, sir.
And I was like, man, Dev, he done there fought better in the sparring against Tank than he did against Ryan. I don't know if it's because of the coaching. He got different coaches, because when Mayweather Senior when Mayweather Senior had him, man, he had him throwing feints. He had him moving his head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was just way more sharper, younger. You know what I'm saying? As an immature boxer, I don't know, but like I said, it might be the trainer, but Dev don't use his head no more, man. He don't use his feints, and the head movement and feints was Floyd Mayweather Senior. Bang, you know what I'm saying? That's why he ain't like Adrian Broner. He said nigga ain't move his head. You know what I'm saying? He don't move his head. You know what I'm saying? He don't have no upper body movement. That's what Floyd Mayweather Senior said about Adrian Broner.
Yeah.
And when Dev stopped training with Mayweather Senior, more and more I started seeing Dev not throwing no more feints, not moving his head. That's what confused Tank in the sparring when he was throwing no feints. And when you a boxer with speed, man, feints should be one of their main weapons, because if you a fast boxer, you got speed. The person that you fighting gonna expect that from you. But if you throw a feint, they gonna react more, because they know they got some quick stuff coming their way. Dev don't throw no feints, man. He don't move his head. It's like he just, man, I don't know, bro. He need another coach, man. His father got him as far as he can. He need to get in the gym with somebody like Antonio Tarver. Seemed like somebody who could teach Dev some real, like, can bring the best out of him. Basically, he got skills. It's just like some people just need to help you tap into your skills, you know, because Dev, he got power. People say he ain't got no power, but man, I seen the power in there. Dev got power to put somebody down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just not his type of fight to be knocking everybody out. But Dev got power. He just don't. It's like he missing his skills. You know what I'm saying? Which is the feint, the head movement. He got good legs. You know what I'm saying? But it's like Dev, man. It's like his confidence not there in his style. It's like he need a better style that fits him. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, but you do you think people are overreacting? Like he only lost one fight. That was against Ryan Garcia. You know, so do you think people are overreacting from that? You know, Ryan cheated. You know, so they're saying that.
To be honest with you, man. I don't think nobody overreacted. Let me tell you why I say that.
Why is that?
Because I was watching the George Kambosos fight. You know what I'm saying? See, George Kambosos. See, Dev had the reach over George. You know what I'm saying? George had speed, but he don't know how to get in the inside, man. You get what I'm saying? See, Dev got enough skills to keep George on the outside. See, George not the type of fighter that's so dangerous to the point Dev got to be on his P's and Q's all fight. Like how he'd be when he was sparring Tank. He was using majority all his tools in the toolbox. He was feinting, he was moving. He just, at that time, I don't believe he was an all-around 12-round fight at that time. He gassed out against a out-of-shape Tank. You get what I'm saying? He gassed out. That's what I believe.
What they said Tank quit. You know, Bill Haney said Tank quit, and then AB jumped in the ring when Tank had them caught Devin and had him on the ropes. He was knocked out on his feet. He said AB saved him.
Tank did quit. But guess what? Before he quit it, I seen the quitting Dev too. I'm gonna be real with you, because when Tank was just throwing if you watch the video, Tank was throwing some wild, outrageous power shots that if you would have threw that against somebody with skill, they could have countered him. And to be honest with you, a lot of people don't say this about Tank, man. But I seen this against the Lamar Roach fight. This is a fact. And I love Tank, man. I love me some Tank, bro. But I keep it real. I was watching that fight, man, and it was like the 11th and the 12th round of the Lamar Roach fight, bro. And that was the first time I watched a Tank Davis fight, and I said, man, throw Tank, get him, because I felt like he was down. I never felt that way when I watched the Tank. I felt like he was down on the scorecards, man. I felt like that. And I was like, man, damn, man, they gonna fuck around. Lamar Roach won this fight. I said that. But I realized Tank Davis, at that night he fought Lamar Roach, he was a 10-round fighter. And he didn't want the fans, fans like me, people that really brag on him, to be like, man, you know, Tank Davis got skills, but he gassed out. That night, he showed me Zab Judah vibe. He gave me Zab Judah vibe. You know what I'm saying? Every time he was gassing out, and I seen that he was getting weaker, and he was bending up in the tap out, he took a knee, or he tried to bite him, or he started talking to him. And I was like, damn, Tank ain't even in shape for real for this fight. He thought it was gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying? So
all right, but
I just feel
DZ,
like, damn.
Shot-town, stand up, salute, fam. Yeah, see that sparring match with Devin Haney and Tank, that was doghouse rules. You get what I'm saying? That wasn't like no real fight. So what Agent Broner was saying, if it was a real fight, it would have been over. Because in a real fight, there is no, we just fight, you know, you just fight till the end. We gonna fight 15, 20 rounds. You gonna fight till somebody quit. In a real fight, it doesn't work that way. We gonna know you just fight till somebody quit. It ain't gonna be like that in a real fight. In a real fight, no, you know, and that's what Team Tank, Carla, hold on. That's what Tank was saying. It was a real fight. When I cracked him, it would have been over with. And you know what? He's right about that. He is right about that now. You know, you don't have doghouse rules in regular boxing. So I do say, well, Tank Davis quit. I'm like, yeah, but you got to put it in its proper context. I'm like, if y'all don't fought 15, 16 rounds, you know, the man tired. They say he just got off a plane. They say the man had Timberland boots on. He had Jordan-ass jeans on. You know, so Bill said, I won the money. We won the money. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is, man. But back to sparring. The sparring stores. I'll call it. What's your name? You call it from?
What up? It's Trey from St. Louis.
Trey from St. Louis. Talk to me.
Man, what up? They said that boy Tank had that Stephen Foden fit on in the sparring. He had them pins and the shorts.
Hey, man, hey, they say he had just stepped off the plane, fam.
Yeah, he still did his thing. I feel like Devin, to go off what that caller before just said, I feel like a lot of these fighters, Devin, Shakur, I don't want them to mess up their training and, what they got going because they ain't really, taking real bad losses. But, they might have to get with that Kronk gym, and learn how to turn them punches over a little bit. Pull a Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury realized, hey, I ain't going to beat this beast unless I can throw some punches. So he got with Kronk, he trained, and he came back and put that work on Deontay. So I feel like they got to, I feel like they have techniques. They just got to learn how to punch through people. They just be trying to touch people up, And when Tank punches, he trying to punch through you. Even Lamont was trying to punch through Tank that night. He wasn't trying to touch Tank up. So
yeah.
I feel like we need something like that. Well, him to start punching through people. Like all this touch and go is all right, but when you get into it with somebody for real, it's hard. But I feel like that's a kind of a technique that they use so they won't become front runners. You know what I'm saying? They want to be able to fight the whole night. And if you're sitting there throwing 500 power punches, you're gonna be tired immediately. You're gonna be tired after 20. So they try to touch you up a little bit and then add that power in there. But it's getting to the point to where Keyshawn is showing us like a full package. Once he gets his defense and he learn how to download that data a little faster, it's over with. He gonna step into a new stratosphere. But I got a question for you. What you think right now? The best division in boxing is right now.
You know what? That's a good question, man. I'm looking at.
Going crazy.
I'm looking at. I'm anxious to see what that 147 gonna be like now, because you have the 147 really wasn't cracking like that, but you got Boots, Brian Norman, Stanionis, you have Mario Barrios, but now with the addition of Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez, that division looked very interesting. I like 140 as well. I like super featherweight. I like what you saying the best division in boxing. I like lightweight, but what's the best division in boxing right now? I don't know, man.
It's hard. I was kind
it's kind of hard.
Last night it was real hard for me to like. It came
heavyweight cracking. Heavyweight, man. You know what?
Yeah.
Heavyweight, man. And now that I think about it, Fury, Usyk, Joe Joyce, Zhang.
And they all mixing it up. That's making it better.
Yeah.
Like they actually mixing it up,
Joshua.
Zhang then fought Parker then fought everybody. So
yeah, man. All right, but listen, man. Salute, for, hey, thank you, brother, for calling the show. Salute. Hey, man. Shout out to Trey St. Louis. Stand up. Yeah, man. I think that heavy. You know what? It's a couple of divisions cracking. 154 looking good. 154 looking good as well. Texas 16 side. What did you say, fam? Yeah, it's some pretty good. So, pretty good solid divisions out there. They solid. You know what I mean? I like heavyweight too. I like heavyweight. I like super featherweight. I like the featherweight division as well. Featherweight, super featherweight. Junior featherweight or bantamweight or whatever. Junior, I like the junior featherweight, and super featherweight. I like all three of those divisions. I like 135. I like 140. I'm shifting to 147 now. Now that Teofimo, Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia done moved up, I'm kind of like, I want to see what that look like. See, the only way the divisions look good on paper. The only divisions that I see that's really mixing it up is light heavyweight and heavyweight. Heavyweight mixing it up. Heavyweight mixing it up. All of them fighting on the Riyadh season card though. Carla, hold on. Heavyweight mixing it up. Super middleweight. We'll see what super middleweight how that turned out to be in the end. Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Jermaine from Toledo, coach.
Jermaine from Toledo, talk to me. 3 times.
I want to talk about that Lamar Roach and Tank fight. Like, I just want to know when they do the rematch, because basically Rosso made a name for himself after the draw. So now you got everybody fucking with Roach, and he's doing all these interviews or whatever. So if Tank come out and put the nigga on a meme and doing like how Canelo did Amir Khan, or how how Marquez did Pacquiao, he take one of them knockouts. Is the world still gonna, like? I want to know how the people gonna fuck with him. Is they gonna just dog the man and leave him leave him out to dry? Or
today's boxing fan, boxing fans are very, very fickle. So, hell, even Tank Davis got booed at the fight. You know what I'm saying? Something that I never thought would happen in life. Tank Davis getting booed at the fight, and most of those people thought that Tank lost that fight, and then he went to talk about his hair, grease got in his eyes, and they booed him. Then hey man, why y'all booing me, man? Like, grease did get in my eye. This is real facts. So boxing fans, today's time, boy, all it takes is one slip up.
With the whole little knee situation, I think that was some bullshit that you took the knee, but in my opinion, something was in the nigga eye. If you look at the replay, he was wiping this shit. But at the same time, I think when he said it was grease running down into his eye, I felt like that might. What I think happened was the nigga Roach might have had some grease on his gloves from his hair from hitting Tank in the head, and some grease probably got on the nigga's gloves. And that might have, got in his eye from Rose touching him in the eye with the glove. But I think the grease coming down his face and him taking the knee, I think that was some bullshit. But at the same time, the nigga wasn't hurt though, because he popped up so damn quick and ran to the side and wiped his face, and he came back and dog Roach on that round. If you look at that round, he beat the shit out of Roach after that shit happened. At least that round anyway. So like a lot of people, they ignoring that. And the New York State Athletic, they probably looked at all that like, look how he acted around. He went out there and beat the shit out of him. So like, shit, if it would have got caught and knocked down, he probably would have floored that nigga for real. So,
okay, what you got to say about him sticking his head through the ropes in the middle of the fight and getting his face wiped?
That was some bullshit, but I feel like the referee was so starstruck. Like, shit, if he would have stopped the fight on that, it might have been a riot in that motherfucker. So he just probably let it go. Like, man, you know what I mean? But I hope he ain't the ref in the rematch, because it's like Tank was in there controlling that nigga. He talking to him and yelling at him and shit. I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? Bruh. But Tank do got to be more focused on that though, for real. He definitely got to be more focused.
All right, man. Hey, salute. Hey, salute, brother. Salute, fam. Yeah, man.
Nigga, please.
He said, yeah, I think he got it. Hey, wait, what my brother say? Hey, doggone, Jermaine said, yeah, I think the ref kind of starstruck. Yeah, see, we don't need no starstruck referees, dog. Hey, look, we do not need any starstruck referees. You get what I'm saying? You ain't going to get a fair shake with a starstruck referee. As I said before, if you're not the house fighter, you can forget about getting the benefit of the doubt. Just understand this here. Now, I had this one Tank fan. He was, I don't mean people don't take a little bit, but I'm going to go back to the subject matter. I had this one Tank fan was like, yeah, man, Lamont Roach, he around here. He acted like he won. He around here doing a whole bunch of interviews. I said he should do a bunch of interviews. You got to understand, Lamont Roach is a pro box fighter. He fights on pro box. He's a pro box fighter. So, pro box is looked upon as a step below the upper echelon promotional companies. Hold on, like PBC, Top Rank. They, pro box fighters are looked upon as, that's where the old washed up fighters go to fight at, or the up and coming fighters fight at, right? So Lamont Roach is a pro box fighter. Just on paper, he's a pro box fighter. He fights over there, and he doesn't get that much press. He doesn't get that much publicity. So it's his job to do all of the interviews, keep his name in the algorithms. Do you get what I'm saying? And he didn't come to lay down. So, you can't get mad at the man for doing that. The worst thing The worst thing Lamont Roach could have did was, okay, after that, don't say nothing, put his head in the hole and ride off into the sunset. That's the worst thing he could have did. He doing what he's supposed to do. Keep his name out there. People booking him. People asking him questions. I like asking the Devin Haney family, when the Tank Davis fan. He said, "Yeah, man, I like asking him that about the when he took the knee. No, when he stuck his head out of the between the ropes. He like, yeah, man, no, man, I think the rep just said we just gonna chill. We just gonna let it go. We just gonna let it go for now." Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what up? This is Coach Eddie from ATL.
Coach Eddie, talk to me.
Hey, Coach. Hey, like I say, you know as well as I know, Bill Haney ain't no fool, man. And most things with Bill Haney do is well calculated. You already know Bill always start making his rounds when his son getting ready to fight.
Yeah.
He popped up on your show several times. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's all Bill doing. Bill just making his rounds, man. He knew, you messing with Charleston White, that's like putting your foot in the ant pile. You see the ant pile there, you just gonna put your foot in there anyway. Bill ain't worried about what Charleston White got to say. He did it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime you mentioning the Haney, Devin Haney is automatically attached to Bill Haney. Devin got a fight coming up. It's just some type of promotion, whether it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Bill Haney is well calculated. He probably sitting there listening to the show right now, rubbing his hand like the bird, man. You know what I'm saying? He might pop up on the day. How many times we done said Bill Haney name today? Like I said, if you say it 3 times in a row, we good, right?
I don't know. Yeah, but see, this is the thing, right? Me personally, I get it. I know his son got a fight coming up and all that stuff there. But what I'm saying is, with the Charleston White, like with the Charleston White character, and he is a character, he's very, very disrespectful. Like me, I'm not going to talk about kids, and I'm not going to talk about women. I think that's, those are 2 no-nos for me. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when you know you're dealing with an individual who he pisses everybody off, he talk about Bloods, Crips, he talk about children getting unalived, he talk about he don't care. So you got to have thick skin, because online you may have some people they talk about your wife, talk about your kids, stuff like that. You get all mad, ain't nothing you can do. You get what I'm saying? So if he's saying, look, man, when your son fought, Ryan Garcia got his ass knocked down, this and that, yada yada yada, cool, move away from it, because that guy is he's gonna do that. He's gonna go far with it. And me personally, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. When I dropped that video, when we went live January the 9th, I dropped the link. I dropped it down there in the chat today. I said exactly, Bill, leave that dude alone. I didn't tell Bill, I ain't spoke to him on the phone, but I said in that video, I said, man, leave that dude there alone. Because he gonna go to A, B, C, and D. That's his go-to. His go-to is to do that. And he gonna get booked for shows and this and that and yada yada yada. He don't go by no street code, because he's not a street guy. People say he'll snitch. He don't care. He's he proudly gonna tell you he gonna call the police on you or whatever. And he's a civilian. It's hard for me to look at a civilian as a snitch. Civilians can't be snitches. Not by the definition of snitching. Just the definition of snitching from a street code standpoint, civilians don't even fit the definition. So, now when he was 16 and him and his co-defendant committed that murder, and he handed him the gun and he got on the stand to testify, that's snitching. He just, look, man, he don't want to suffer the consequences of his actions. Now he did that. That's flat out snitching. But but Coach Eddie, I'm gonna let you talk, but the street niggas ain't abiding by that snitch code. The street niggas are snitching. Big U in jail right now because the dudes who he hung around, from what they saying on the paperwork, the street dudes, the hitters, whatever, been working with the FBI to set them up. Yellow Beezy, same thing. Street nigga, yeah, we about that life. We know we got choppers with the stendo clips. Mo 3 gone, we got them. We did this, we did that. You get what I'm saying? Yada 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 yada. The shooters snitching on Yellow Beezy. So obviously the street code, nobody's abiding by it, including the street dudes. So don't tell me nothing about no code. It ain't no code. But go ahead, Coach Eddie.
Nah, you right, but everything you said is 100%, brother. And like, you know, I daily combat this every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep these young men on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they cross all day T's and dot all the I's, man. Because like I say, if you know the game is rigged, ain't no sense in crying when you jump in the rigged game and you got to suffer the consequences.
Yeah.
But people don't care nothing about you. They're gonna throw you away. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be productive. Either you're gonna be a productive citizen or you're gonna be a slave. Either you're gonna make some money from some way, somebody. You're gonna pay taxes or you can go work for free in the system. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be making 20, 25, 37 cents an hour, whatever they pay you. You can be in a halfway house, you're gonna be a part of the system. You're gonna be productive one way or the other. You're gonna be productive. And you're gonna work for somebody, and it is what it is, man. And these guys got to get their act together. You know what I'm saying? They got to get their act together. They got to be able to build a family. You know, they really destroyed the family, man. You know, the female side and the male side, so they had war. So it's one big cluster. But we gotta work it out somehow. The brothers got to work it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Chuck D said that a long time ago. The brothers got to work it out. It ain't happening. It ain't happening, fam.
I know it, man.
I don't woke up.
All right, brother.
Yeah, salute, fam. Yeah, I don't live in a utopia world. Yeah, I don't live in this utopia world where, yeah, man, all the brothers, we gonna stick together. Bullshit, nigga. I've been on YouTube for 4 years. I've been on YouTube for 4 years and shit. When I came with a motherfucker, I had motherfuckers just attacking me, talking about they gonna do A, B, C, and D. Man, that brother man shit is dead. That brother man shit dead. That street code shit dead. Ain't no street code. Ain't no code. That real nigga shit don't mean nothing. You know, I told y'all the benefits. Carla, hold on. I told you the benefits. You gonna listen. Benefits. You gonna get introduced to. You gonna get introduced to a homie named Rico, and he got a cousin named Fed. Rico and Fed. That's the benefits. That's the benefits of being a YN, a young nigga. YN is different from an RN. A RN can mean two things. RN can mean registered nurse, or RN can mean real nigga. So the YN say they're real niggas. So the benefit to become being a YN and a real nigga is the morgue, graveyard, hospitals, platinum handcuffs, hole in cells, bologna sandwiches, goulashes, J-Pay, collect calls, mama come see me, courtrooms, state and federal prosecutors, the judge, COs, taking showers with other men in open bay dormitories. If you in a 2-man cell, when your bunkie or your cellmate got to take a shit in the goddamn cell, you sitting right there with him during lockdown while he shitting, you got to smell all this shit. That's the benefits of being a real nigga, of being a YN, being about that life. That's the benefits. Just want to throw that out there. The funeral home, mama crying. My baby ain't did nothing to nobody. Ma'am, your baby got 20 bodies. My baby was a good kid. Ma'am, your baby just did a drive-by and shot 5 people before he got killed. You dig? Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Mo, what's good with you, Slim? I mean, this whole Charleston White and Haney thing, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I know a lot of people don't like Charleston White or whatever, but the truth of the matter is you don't have to like his approach, but it is a method to his madness.
It is.
You dig what I'm telling you? It's a method to his madness, but you know, black people so fucking emotional and so victimized that they don't even see it. They want to bellyache about the wrong shit. And yes, being a gang member is some bam-ass shit. All that shit is bam-ass shit. You got grown-ass 50, 40-year-old men talking about being gang members. This shit is wild. It's some bam-ass shit. Like, you have these motherfuckers really running around here screaming gang shit. And I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And then when Charleston White says shit, it makes sense. It's just that people are they don't really want to address the elephant in the room. Why is it that a millionaire get his son killed? How? Why do you have, and I'm not just saying no names, it's just a general thing. I haven't seen, you have situations where you have millionaires who have sons that want to be gangsters. How does this work?
Yeah, bro, like, I don't understand that for the life of me.
The real motherfucker. Yeah, the first thing a real motherfucker do is be like, look, son. I don't want to hear no game. I don't want to hear no street music coming out your ass. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Soon as you drop a video, I'm on Twitter. Man, I just bought this boy everything he wanted for Christmas. Stop thinking this motherfucker's a gangster. First thing I tell him, y'all be fooled. My son ain't no motherfucking gangster. All that gun talk, y'all stop listening to this Bama. And I'll embarrass him. I'll embarrass him every chance he get talking that gangster shit. How you a gangster and you grew up in a 10,000 square foot house? The fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
So it's certain shit like that, and that's what Charleston White talk about. And then you talk about the situation with the little girl who got killed. Little girls get killed, and I have to say this, but little girls get killed every day in Chicago, but nobody talk about it. Places like Chicago, St. Louis, blah, blah, DC, But all of a sudden, if it's a rapper, all of a sudden shit is it shouldn't happen. You gotta look at the kid's father. You got to look at the family.
Yeah.
If I have, and I speak from a certain age. If I have a 28-year-old son that's screaming rap shit, that's screaming I'm a gangster, and my granddaughter is in a car with him, hell no. Hey, son, she don't go nowhere with you.
Yeah.
She don't go nowhere.
Nowhere.
You. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Nowhere. You don't go nowhere. You do what you want, but my grandchild is not going with you nowhere.
As a matter of fact, you shouldn't even have to tell him that. He should automatically know that. You know what type of life you're living out there. Anybody that's affiliated with you, their life in danger.
But these Bammers are so far gone that you can't do nothing with them. Sometimes you can't do it. It is some kids you really fucking can't do nothing about them.
Too far
but
gone.
That's really few far between.
Yeah, too far gone.
Too far gone. But what you're not going to do as a stand-up community, nah. I know what you do. Bring me up. Leave my granddaughter here. Me and my grandson here. That Bama shit you do, go take it out there. But leave them here. Period. You putting them in danger. And if you can't, it's just, and so that's the part where you say you don't like he's tactful. You know what I mean? That's the way Charleston White is. But he make you look at the big, but nobody want to look at the big picture because they so emotional and so attached to these celebrities. I was like, this shit is happening to regular motherfuckers every day, and y'all don't say shit. Mm-hmm. That's his point. Y'all don't say a motherfucking thing. And that's the point. And I don't have a problem with Charleston White. And as far and we know it's a character. But at the end of the day, you got to understand it's a method to this madness. And that man is a certified civilian. He tell you every fucking day, I do this because I make about 50 grand a month doing this. It's a character. Now you take for what you want out of it. Period.
People
now,
like the
y'all
character.
Emotional about what that.
People like
if y'all emotional about what he say, y'all like that. If y'all don't like him, how do y'all know what this motherfucker is doing? I can never understand how so many motherfuckers get so agitated with people online. If you don't like him, how do you know what he's doing?
Yeah.
You're not even supposed to be paying attention to him.
Yeah.
So you look at a motherfucker just to critique him every fucking chance you get? This shit, man, motherfuckers is well, go ahead.
No. What I was saying is, like, I noticed when I started this channel, what I noticed was the people who watch you the most, or the people who hate you, they're gonna follow everything you do, because the person who hates Ron Boy Fresh, they watch you because they hoping for that day that you having a bad day. Oh, I know it. Boy, that nigga Rob Boy on his dick. He broke now. He don't fell off. He ain't got no money no more. Look at him. He doing bad. Your haters will watch you every day just to, if I can catch him that one day he was slipping. He don't get robbed or whatever. So people follow Charleston White for many different reasons. Like they follow Hassan Campbell. Like they follow Bill Haney. Like whatever. Like it's joy in, it's their guilty pleasure.
And I just want to close it with this. As much as I'm a Haney fan, as the boxer, the personal shit, I can separate personal life from the actual profession. Like, I was never really a huge Michael Jordan fan outside of basketball, but as a basketball, I was a fan. But just like the Haney, I don't like the character outside of boxing because I feel that Bill Haney is pimping his son, in my opinion, outside of boxing. and inside of boxing technically, because I don't think that, and I don't want to get too personal, but like the selection, the things that Haney do outside the ring is not a good select. Like the women he deal with and shit of that nature, no way he should be having a baby by this type of chick and marrying that type of chick. But they want to be, I feel that the Haneys want to be so fucking popular that they willing to do anything. I think Bill is.
You know what?
Haney is just, and young Haney is just on board because that's what my dad want me to do. He want me to be so fucking popular that he hooked me up with these type of chicks, have me look this type, where this, you know, it's all a game. I mean, it's all a part of the scam. And I just think that young Haney is caught up in the Bill wanting young Haney to be a superstar, and you doing whatever it takes to be a superstar. That's it. I mean, they don't give a fuck. That's just where they at right now. But that's all I got for you, Steve.
Shout out to Ron Boy Fresh. Hey, let me tell you something. Do you guys know the biggest drug in 2025 in today's time on this social media? It's attention. Attention. 2, 4, 6, 8. It's a 9-letter word called attention. Everything anybody do, whether they young or older, on social media, they do everything for attention. That's the strongest drug. It gives you a dopamine spike. Yeah, you know how many likes I got, how many comments that's left. Oh yeah, man, you get what I'm saying? You know, I got it lit today. Like, and I think some people look at Bill, and I think that's what Gray was saying. Gray was saying that, look, you ain't the fighter. You not the star. Your son is the fighter. Your son is the star. Some people may look at Bill Haney as he wants to be famous as well. You know, like he wants to be famous. Some people may look at it as that. Like, no, now Bill will argue that. He'll be like, no, I'm the president of DSP Promotions, and my job is as a promoter to promote my son. You know, they'll say that. But on the flip side, people will be like, God damn, dog. Okay, because he talk about non-boxing stuff as well. You know, some people may feel like that. Some people may feel, God damn, man, look like you wanna be famous. You want to be big, son. You know, and what should I say? All in the videos. Bill on Vlad TV. Bill come over here. Bill on, he gonna go to the Breakfast Club. You get what I'm saying? Sources, some would say that Bill do more interviews than Devin Haney. Hey, some would say Bill do more interviews than Devin Haney. You get what I'm saying? Bill like, man, fuck that shit, nigga. I'm repping. I'm telling Bill like I'm repping. Hold on. Damn. Hey, hold on. Don't hang up. I got this other. Oh shit. Okay. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, man. You know it's me, man. I had to come in anytime. You know, if I'm on the bill, you know, Bill gonna show up, man.
Bill, you got me on the Bluetooth?
No, I'm talking on my phone.
Okay, well listen, let's give Bill Haney a round of applause. Let me give a round of applause.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me straight on my headset? Or should I come off my headset?
Yeah, come off the headset.
Wait a minute, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Do you hear me better, or should I come off the headset?
Yeah, come off the. Well, I can hear you better.
Hold on, let me.
Come off the headset. It'll be better off the headset.
Let me come off the headset. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me better?
I can hear you a whole lot better.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Truth Media and Coach Malachi doing a wonderful job today, Coach. What's happening? How you doing? And shout out to the chat. You know, those that but that caller right there, he was doing good until he threw me off with the shit. I knew he was, you know, he sounded like one of those helicopter parents, so he thinks that I'm one, you know, because he's telling me what he gonna tell his son to do, or telling the callers, he gonna tell his son to do this, and he gonna call him Obama, and he gonna tell the son.
Man, that's Ron Boy Fresh, man. He one of your biggest supporters, brother.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying is, he threw me off with that. You know, he threw me off with that when he started talking about what he gonna tell his son to do. When the son, you know, my son is a grown man. I give him advice, but at the end of the day, you know, he's a grown man that you know, that's making his way, and I'm supporting him. 1,000%. I ain't hooking him up with no chicks. I never would hook him up with no girl. You know what I'm saying? At all. You know, with this internet and the way the social media is, they you know, they meet girls on their own. You know, they meet girls when they're young. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing. You know, girls is you don't even got to go outside no more. We used to have to go outside and go meet them, go to the mall and go to places in the club. They don't even got to do that no more. They just jump in somebody's DM, you know?
Bill, check this out. I'm glad you know, I was just talking about the street stuff. We gonna get to that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like what the brother said, Charleston White. I didn't like what he said, to be honest. And I kind of wish he wouldn't have said nothing about him being on, you know, I kind of wish he wouldn't have said nothing about him. You know what I mean? Because, you know, the nigga
very. What? Huh?
What?
You always saying some shit, but which part did you disagree with, Coach?
No, just, you know, he talking about Devin Haney's mother, and he's talking about your wife. You need to listen to it. You need to hear that video.
Man, ain't nobody paying no attention to that about what he's talking about. What he said, I like white meat or some shit like that.
Yeah, you probably need to check it out. I could play it for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, ain't nobody paying no attention to that, man. Any man that's sitting up in another man's, you know, bedroom, you know what I mean, and not expecting somebody to fire back. I mean, you know, come to find out, you know, he don't just like dark meat. You know what I mean? He likes a little bit of that carne de cerdo or them carnitas, you know, that al pastor. You know what I mean? He likes a little bit of that. You know, AKA Piggly Wiggly, like that.
Oh, the Piggly Wiggly, yeah. Hey, you don't know that about. Hey, you don't know. You got y'all don't have Piggly Wigglies in Northern California, do you?
No, I don't eat any of the Piggly Wiggly, but
no. I'm saying, do you don't have that store? You don't have this. This is a store.
See, I didn't even know it was a store.
It's a store
at all.
Yeah, it's a store. Yeah.
Oh, it's a store. Yeah. But that's what Charleston, you know, because he got mixed kids, so you know what I mean. He ain't living in no glass house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
well, he living in a glass house.
And, excuse me. Yeah, he's living in a glass house. Thank you for correcting me, Coach.
Yeah. Hey, but listen,
you know, it ain't no secret that, you know what I mean, that I got mixed kids, that my mom, that their mom, you know what I'm saying, is a Puerto Rican mix. You know what I mean? No different than, you know, nobody is saying nothing to the LaMelo Balls of the world and you know, the Alicia Keyses and you know what I mean, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? You take a look at me. You know what I'm saying? Shit. My mom is black. She was a Panther, and my dad is black. But you know what I mean? Clearly, I'm light-skinned. So, you know, whatever, man. You know, dude is, you know, like I said, he's a fraud. You know, and when you talk about him being an activist, is he an activist or is he just a comedian? You know what I'm saying? Is he a civilian or is he a former street guy or you know what I mean? Ain't no telling what he is, man. You know what I mean? I know that one thing for certain, two things for sure. You know, he pulled his eye out. He fell in a washing machine, and he got arrested for murder, you know, with no daddy at home. You know what I mean? So, you know, technically he's a bastard. You know what I mean? While he's talking about his mama was an angel, but she couldn't keep an old man in the house. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? She should have knocked off the milkman, the plumber. She should have knocked off some for his little badass. Because him and his brother ended up in the penitentiary before, you know, I think before they was even adults or something. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he's all bad. A fraud.
Hey, Bill. Bill, he gonna fuck around and see this video now. I'm telling you, man. He gonna see this video. Again, I don't know him, but
don't nobody care about it.
Yeah.
Listen, he likes that pork. You dig? He likes that pork himself. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna never let up off of him. He's a fraud. And anytime that you mention Dev, and he's talking about on his pockets, he was on his pockets. He was on the back of his pockets until he started talking about every celebrity and everybody that, you know, he ain't did nothing. When he was Yeah. No.
Hey, the man gonna be, hey,
the
man gonna be dissing both of us. Yeah, that little short nigga, and he was up there. The little short nigga was laughing. And another thing, I don't like neither one of them.
No. We ain't worried about him. We ain't worried about him. We seen him, in that old ass members only coat. You know what I mean, and all that shit like that. Listen, let me tell you. Listen, when he was an activist, y'all go pull up when he was an activist. I mean, he's the one that said, I'm no longer in the schools. I'm in the strip club now. You know what I mean? And I'm having way more fun. That's a quote from him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I got it's a bunch of contradictions in that man,
Hey, Bill, check this out. I was talking about the street stuff. And, with a lot of stuff that's going on, and I'm not going to lie, I like talking about it, as for discouragement for these young guys. Because I'm like, fam, look, I'm looking at what's going on. I watch everything. And I probably watch more non-boxing content than boxing content. See what's going on with you out there. Memphis, Atlanta, Dallas. I think Dallas is competing for the murder capital of the world right now. It's like they, you get what I'm saying? Bunch of young guys. Then you got the old fools that's up there still want to be in the street and, whatever. And I'm like, fam, the benefits of the street life, what are the benefits, Bill? What are the benefits of the street life?
Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nothing. You know what I mean? A bunch of motherfuckers that want to keep dragging you in no matter how much that you say that you're not part of it. My son ain't in no street. You see what I'm saying? But everybody continue to talk about when he do good business, right? That he needs to be a street nigga. You see what I'm saying? It ain't nothing but listen. The man doing good business. The man ain't in no street. They talking about the undisputed champion of the world don't need to be filing no lawsuit. But he didn't file the lawsuit. I filed the lawsuit. Because guess what? I know that I'm a civilian. And guess what? Let me tell you this. Any nigga that ain't getting no money in the street, he's an in-the-way ass nigga. You know what I mean? He's worse than a street nigga. He's an in-the-way ass nigga. So I'm not getting no money in the street. So why would I be sticking to what the street code is when it don't even apply to me? Ain't that a bitch? Yeah. I'm not getting a dime of support out the street. You see what I'm saying? But I want to call me and say I'm a street nigga. No, I said I'm a businessman. And when I put the businessman down, they telling me that I still need to be a street nigga. But guess what they trying to do? They trying to have me where Big U is at. They trying to crash me out. And I told them no. I told them I'm going to keep the lawsuit on their funky ass until... I'm going to keep the lawsuit on their funky ass. Yeah. Did something wrong by us. What you think we going to do? We going to keep it business. We going to sue your funky ass. You see what I'm saying?
Bill, you a civilian.
Damn sure ain't working. Yeah, I'm a civilian. Goddamn right. I'm a civilian. Like a motherfucker. Shit. You see me on the goddamn tennis court. You see me in the motherfucking boxing gym and shit like that. You see me, driving down the street in my motherfucking pickup truck and you want to come start some shit with me? Shit. I ain't saying, I ain't saying I ain't, that I'm going to sit on you, but I'm definitely saying I don't want no problems, man.
Well,
but let me tell you this. Though. Yeah. But to me, my dad, he was a civilian. He wasn't in the street, and he taught me about being a man and having his kids back. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't no scary dude. He wasn't in no gang. He wasn't no none of that. But he always had our back, and that's what represents being a real man. So if I got to die today about my kids, well, then guess what? I'm going to die today. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to stand up for them. And it don't take no gang. You ain't never seen me come on here talking and say, Lil Lo, tell him what I'm talking about. Hey, you know what I mean? Red, OG Red, come here and tell him what I ain't never did that. And you can see me, talk to, some of the niggas that a lot of parents shouldn't be scared of, and that's my main message to the parents, is you ain't got to be scared of Bob Arum, you ain't got to be scared of Eddie Hearn, you ain't got to be scared of Charleston White, you ain't got to be scared of none of them dudes. You see what I'm saying? When you in your kid's corner and you work and you and you're in the right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying be no shit starter, but I'm definitely saying if they gotta, they gotta bring ass to get ass, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Bill, do you? This is the thing, right? My thing is, I don't feel that you should feel like you should fight every battle. You get what I'm saying? Like certain battles, like you ain't gotta, it's like you everywhere,
Man,
bro. You are everywhere.
A motherfucker that can pull his eye out, then jumped in the motherfucking washing machine, and then told on his friend, gave his friend a gun, and then told on him, man, I don't give a fuck about no nigga like that at all. That nigga's retarded.
Yeah.
That nigga's retarded, certified.
Hey,
certified, man.
Bill, check it out. You don't check it out. So, and I gotta explain this. I'm gonna say it because some niggas don't want to say it. A civilian is not a snitch. You in the feds, you got dudes who who be on 5K1 motions and stuff like that, and when you cooperating with with the prosecutor in order to get less time in an investigation, two criminals, one criminal snitch on another criminal, or a bunch of criminals, that's snitching. What you finna go through with people in this group or whatever, according to what they're saying, people telling on them and all that stuff there, that's snitching. Yellow Beezy, the shooters allegedly are the ones who told on him, that's snitching because they committed the crime, took the money, and then now, they don't want to do all that time. They don't been in jail already, but they don't want to do more time for that body, so they trying to snitch to get out of the consequences. I don't look at civilians as snitching because it doesn't. Because according to the street definition, that's not a snitch. You can't hold civilians to street principles. Whatever code they have on the street, that doesn't apply to a civilian. Now, but this is the thing. The street ain't got no code because the street niggas are telling on each other. The killers, imagine this. Yellow Beezy got indicted for the murder of Mo 3, for a murder for hire. This is the information that's out there that's on all of the podcasts. So this ain't nothing I'm saying. This is out there. They did a press conference and everything. However, the killers who are in jail are snitching on him, and that's how he got indicted. So if the street dudes, the real niggas, the young niggas, the killers, the OGs, the goons are snitching on each other, then what does that tell you, Bill? Well, Bill just hung up. Goddamn, I hope I ain't scared, Bill. Bill just hung up. Hold on, Bill hung up. I hope I ain't scared him. Damn. God damn. Hold on, Bill, you hung the phone up. What happened? All right, hold on, man. I hope I ain't scared him, dog. Hold on now. Bill don't hung the phone up. Bill don't hung the phone up. Bill, call back. Call back, Bill. Call back, Bill, now. Hold on now. Hey, Bill, hold the phone. Bill, you got to call back. Maybe his phone went dead or whatever. I don't know. Let's give Bill Haney a round of applause. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, what? Bill don't jump out the phone now. Hey, Nate. I think Nate, you from Dallas, right? Yeah, Bill don't jump out the phone, Nate. Hey, Dollar Bill, you got to call back now. Hey, he's looking crazy now. He's looking crazy. Got to call back. That 5K, I said something about the 5K1. You been in the feds, you know what the 5K1 is. Shout out to Mika Lovely. What you say? He said don't tie him to no whack and Big U-ish. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't hear that. I'm just, He said the internet police. I mean, that's what's out there, fam. That's what's out there. That's on all of the podcasts. But however, as what I was saying, these dudes ain't applying by no code, bro. What code? Y'all tell me what code the streets are applying by. The streets don't live by no code, brother. The streets don't abide by no code. So you can't. Carla, what's your name? Go ahead, Bill. You back?
Okay, yeah. I'm back. Yeah. So I was going up this mountain. We headed up to this mountain up to Big Bear. But I got a chance. I'm looking inside the chat, and then I saw one of the guys said Bill is 50-0. I mean, 50. He ain't 50-0 in the streets because in the streets. I mean, listen, when you how do you got to be 100 to get out of the streets? What age requires you to get out of the fucking street. That's like saying Floyd ain't 50 in boxing. No, he ain't 50 in boxing because he said he can still be boxing. That's what he can still be doing. He ain't fucking with none of these young niggas. No, I'm not in the streets no more. And when I said this, I got out, and I got out in a way that a lot of guys don't get out. Yeah. They stay in there till they don't have no teeth. They stay in there till they own the penitentiary story, they living off stories. Listen, nobody even knew nothing about me ever going to jail until I couldn't get in Australia. Nobody never knew nothing about any street shit until, I don't know, De La Hoya or I don't know one of these guys. Now, you never heard me say nothing about the streets or, none of that.
What about what you told Floyd? Did you tell Floyd you was 50 in the street? That was after Australia, though.
Yeah.
That was after Australia.
Right. That was after Australia. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I was bombarded. I've been constantly bombarded to what did I do in the street? Where none of them guys, whether it be De La Hoya or anybody, knows that they was never in the street. Yeah. They was never in the streets with me, so they don't know what the fuck I did or didn't do. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think, Bill? Do you think that like you get a bad rap from a standpoint of, okay, people keep trying to affiliate you, okay, you did time in your early 20s or teens or whatever, right? And they still trying to pull you back to that, and it's like, wait a minute, dude, you can't hold me accountable. Like you can't hold me like whatever I did at 20, you can't hold me to that in my 40s. You get what I'm saying? Well, you're a different person than you were at your age now than you were when you were in your 20s. So do you feel like that's unfair with people? They still trying to tie you to that, or?
No, listen. It's only, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm an example, and hopefully a good example for guys that they can get out the street, they can become civilian, and they don't have to live off the old war stories. Right? Yeah. I don't have to live off what I did in the street. Yeah. I don't have to live off that. I can live off a great story, going to Australia and becoming an undisputed champion. A coaching an undisputed champion. Not just as a dad, just sitting there and being proud, but actually, coaching and being in the corner. You know what I mean? But that's what my main message is to them is, man, don't let nobody hold you in the street, especially if you're not in the street. You're in the way ass nigga. Yeah. Still holding on to old stories. Yeah. You see what I mean? And
I was around some dudes yesterday. I was around some old friends yesterday. My partner was selling fish on the corner. So I saw him out there selling fish. So I pulled up on a bought some fish from him. And he was talking about the old days. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. Yeah. Yesterday's stories ain't gonna win today's medal. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But and when we talk about that, right? So everybody talking about snitching and you snitching because you sued and you said, listen, these are all manufactured keyboard gangsters. You know what I mean? Because you talk about the GOAT, when they talk about the GOAT, or TBE, I should say.
Yeah, TBE. Yeah.
Pull up TBE. Has TBE ever sued anybody?
Yeah. I think he sued Victor Ortiz, the dude who headbutted him. Yeah.
Okay, he sued the nigga that was headbutting him. Yeah. He sued Manny Pacquiao. Right? Yeah. Or counter-sued. Manny Pacquiao sued him, and he sued Manny Pacquiao and all that other shit, right? Nobody went back and fought each other and got it in the ring. But these dick suckers and, a dick rider with the keyboard, behind the keyboard, will constantly label a motherfucker a snitch, just like the dude, the nigga that, from D.C., Ron Boy Fresh. He'll sensationalize Charleston White, right? But at the same time, diminish the character of a man that hasn't snitched, a man that has done the right thing. You see what I mean? You don't necessarily got to like me, you know what I mean? But you should respect my approach you should respect the fact that I'm not on here, doing what, because once you start that street shit, just like with the Mo 3 and the Yellow Beezy, once it turn up, it don't never go back down.
It don't go back down. No,
it don't go back down.
It's only going to end. It's only going to end one of three ways. Well, you're going to get hurt or dead, or one or two ways. You're going to get hurt or dead, or you going to prison. That's them the only two ways. Two outcomes.
I'd hate one of these. Let me use the DC word. One of these Bamas, or one of these lanes, slip on a banana peel. And they go to looking at me. No, I don't have nothing to do with it. I ain't no. Listen, I'm a businessman, and if I got a problem with you, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it and do it. Go to court. You know what I mean? Just like you're gonna take and do it to me. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
boxing is filled with when it has a misunderstanding, right? You go to court. Can you tell me a time that somebody has gotten shot up behind a dispute in boxing?
None. I can't think of none. No, I mean the only time, the only person that I remember that and God bless him, who got murked out there was Vernon Forrester, and that was because
Vernon Forrester.
Yeah, he was at the gas station and some dudes robbed him, I think he was fighting the dudes, or they took whatever from him, and they ran and he went to chasing them. He chased them and they shot him. Instead of him just letting them have letting them have that material stuff and letting it go, that's what happened. So. I don't know. He played with his. He messed up that day.
That's not even. That's what I'm saying. That's not even part of that business. That's not part of the business.
It's not. It's not.
While I'm being an example for my son, I said, yeah, I don't give a fuck what they talking about. I said, yeah, listen, I grew up in the streets. Listen, and listen. According to any street niggas, the real street people, we ain't in the streets, there. They don't listen. Street people, they listen. If you start talking some street shit and all that other shit, they ain't even respecting it. Guess what they gonna say? Oh, that's some old shit. You talking about some old has-been shit. You ain't know. You heard? What if you did lately? So it don't even count. That's why I say, listen, I ain't no street nigga. Because you ain't going to get no respect off the street.
No.
Period. Unless you active. So all the people that's talking about this snitch and all this other shit, guess what? They little kids watching them. Guess what their kids going to do? Turn out fucked up. That's what their kids see it. You go ahead and mention it. Let them keep mentioning. They cursing it. They're not cursing me. They cursing their family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean that's man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. As I said earlier on my show, you wasn't here, but I said earlier on my show, I asked you. I said, Bill, what's the benefits of being in the street? You said nothing. I totally agree with you. I disagree with you. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with you at. I look at the streets as a job. Let's say it's a destination where you go to work at, right? Okay, right now your son is a boxer. Yours is his father, right? But your job is the CEO of Devin Haney. You're the president of Devin Haney Promotions. Your job is to get out there and promote your son. That's your job. The field of work that you work in is the sport called boxing. You do it physically by physically getting ready to train and stuff like that. And then you do it financially, where you make sure the contracts are signed and you get paid for your services. Well, if you're working on a regular job, you have stuff called benefits. You got medical, dental, PTO, paid time off, paid vacations and stuff like that. You get invest in the 401k with your company. Well, the streets, you invest in doing time. In the streets, you wear jewelry in the streets. They put on platinum bracelets on you. You get a limo driver. Police officer got you in the back seat. He driving your ass to the police station. You're going to go in front of a state courtroom or a federal judge or a state judge. If you federal, you got to get on that plane and fly to your reception center, depending on which part of the country you're at. The feds do fly you around the country. They put you on airplanes. You get what I'm saying? You got to deal with JPay or call and collect or having people, sending you money or being in the cell, or being in the shower with other men in the open bay dormitory, or being in the room with a cellmate or whatever. Like, it has this those are the benefits. If that's the life that you want to live, so be it. Or you can go to the morgue. They got nice coffins that you can sleep in permanently until your body rots and go in the ground. So those are the benefits of being a street nigga. Do you miss that?
No, not at all. Not at all. Listen, let me tell you this though. I think one of the reasons why I was able to get out the street because while I was in the streets, I was thinking about getting out. I wanted to get out. I had a mentality like, this ain't it. As soon as I jumped off the porch, it wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? I already knew that, and I knew there was going to be a long way back. You know what I mean? And hopefully, like I said, some kids and parents can be inspired to listen to their parents. You know what I mean? Unlike me. The one thing that I didn't listen to my dad. He's 9 to 5, worked at American Airlines, and but I do attest to the fact of it was a certain level of what we didn't have that made me the person that I am. Right? We didn't have a whole lot. We didn't have much. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of love, but we didn't have a lot of material stuff. But I can attest to something I heard before was that, my dad had, he drove a Chevy, you know what I mean? And then I drove a Rolls Royce. My son will drive a Bugatti, but his son will be back driving a Chevy, and that's one of my biggest fears. And I talked about that kind of, sort of when we talked about, we talked last, because kids sometimes don't identify with the guy that isn't in the street or isn't from the street. You know what I mean? My kids had the luxury or the pleasure of having a guy that did have all the stories, and then I was able to tell them, man, street niggas ain't shit. They really ain't, man. That shit ain't nothing. And you know what I mean? It's a bunch of backbiting. It's a bunch of telling. It's a bunch of what you said is sitting up in a cell with a nigga taking a shit. You know what I mean? Squatting and open your ass for the COs and all this other shit. You know what I mean? Coughing and all that. Just terrible. In that sense. But God always gives you something. And if you look for the silver lining in it, it was the fact that I'm able to tell Devin that it ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So whereas a regular guy, God bless him, but he's talking to his kids till he blue in the face. But his kids is like, Dad, you don't understand. You don't know. Right? And he's like, son, I don't have to have been through it to know that it ain't shit. The dad is telling the kid right. You see what I mean? But the thing about it is, I would think that I would let the street niggas that's getting out, that's trying to get out the game, that's trying to get to the pinnacle of the sport, I would let them down by what they said, getting it back in blood. Well, we're going to get it back as the businessman, and then we're going to get in the ring, and we're going to get it back in blood. You see what I mean? But to approach it any other way, you see what I mean, would be a letdown for the guys in East Oakland, the guys in Cincinnati, the guys in St. Louis.
Hustling backwards. If you do that, you'll be hustling backwards if you go back.
Yeah, I'll be hustling backwards, but not just for me, but also, you know what I mean, for everybody that's following. If I glorify, you see Charleston White, you know what I mean? He had them little bitty gold chains on his neck, and then as he continues to pimp on the community, right? Pilgrimage on the community. Now he's starting to wear, he gets the white gold and he gets some diamonds, and you know what I mean? And then he starts talking about he's in the strip club and he's tricking and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the wrong message for that guy, Ron Boy Fresh, to come on and say, I agree with some shit that he's talking about, and then let your kid hear that. I don't agree with a motherfucking thing Charleston White is saying or doing. You know what I mean? The niggas are fraud. And my kids hear me say that the niggas are fraud. So guess what? They will never, inshallah, turn out to be like him. You see what I mean? Now, the man talks about grieving mamas, right? He talked about he saluted Mama Duck, and Mama Duck had a son that God bless the dead, rest in peace. He was active in the streets. Now here G Money Ronnie is in the streets, but his daughter is an innocent victim, and in his own hometown, and the man couldn't show them people no love. You see what I mean? And then when you go to talking about white meat and all this other shit, when he's openly said that black people put him on the edge, that he don't, that he don't like black people. Did you hear when he said that?
Dan, did he say black people? I thought he said he don't.
Yeah.
I thought he said he don't like niggas, but I'm not sure. I'm not. He
Yeah,
said
no,
he
the man said no.
say so much. He say so much stuff, bro. Like but this is what I was trying to tell you, man. Like, dude, like I know you don't care, but this guy has no bounds. You get what I'm saying? Like, he has no bounds.
Yeah.
And I just feel personally, that, look, man, you don't say what you said, whatever. Lee, let that dude be. If you don't mention him, I don't think he's going to mention you.
Quote, Charleston White, 2022 to 2023. I feel safe around white folks. Black people put me on the edge. Quote, white people treat me better than my own. Source, YouTube, TikTok. You see what I mean?
Well, he says that he's a character. That Charleston White is a character. So, I mean, whatever he doing is working for him. I'm trying to wait. How? Okay.
No, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
he's a piece of shit. That's what he is. He's a piece of shit, man.
But
you know what I mean? He's pimping on the community. Whereas this other lame Ron Boy Fresh, he comes on here and says that he thinks that I'm pimping on my son. My son was fighting in school. His story is legendary. He was fighting in school. We was playing football, right? And on the last time that I went to the principal's office, huh?
No, I'm tripping off of what you said. I'm tripping off what you said about what he said about.
The last time I went to the principal's office, because I was more so like a younger parent, like some of the rest of these guys are, and I wanted my son to be able to fight, right? So, I would teach him how to fight at the house. We in Oakland, and then when we moved to Las Vegas, right, I always told my son, I said, look, you got to get off first, man. Don't let nobody hit you, and then you go to talking about, well, he hit me and I didn't know. And all. No, I said, if you sense the danger, then you get off first. I had an Oakland mentality, right? And I taught my son that, right? So my son, when we move to Las Vegas, where I thought that I was getting him away from the potential of gangs and that kind of stuff, he's at school and he's fighting. And on the last time I went in there, I seen, they said, come up and pick your son up. He's suspended again. I said, God damn, suspended again, Devin? So I'm going up there and I'm really hot about it. And I get into the principal's office, and the principal's office, he got he's a white man with blue eyes with this pompadour. You know what I'm saying? And he's looking at me, and he's looking at me as if, like a warden. He reminded me of the warden, and I'm like, yeah, what's going on, man? What's happening? And then he said, Devin said in front of the principal, well, he was about to hit me. He was, like that. And I said, okay. All right. I said, okay. I said, thank you, sir. I'm going to go ahead and take him on home with me. And before I was going to take him and whip his ass, I looked over at him. I said, do you think that you're just tough, or what, do you like fighting, or what's the problem? He didn't say nothing to me. Nothing. I said, well, okay. I said, let me think. I rolled a little bit more. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to take you to the boxing gym then, man. Since you're so, since you're willing to fight and all that, right? He looked back at me, dead in my face, and said, okay. So I said, okay, well, then I guess what? I'm going to have to find somebody that's going to, I went to the gym in the neighborhood. And on the very first day that we went into that gym, luckily, it was a little kid in there that was like, he had been doing karate for all his life and all that stuff, but he was with the coach and he was working on his stand-up game. I come in there green as a golf course. I said, hey, look, I want my kid to get some sparring. He want to spar, right? Y'all got, can I buy a mouthpiece? Can I buy all this? They put all the gear on there, and Dev whooped on that kid so vicious. The kid had on the little Velcro shoes that they have, and I don't know if he had them tightened up or what, but the kid went one way and the shoes went the other way. The coach, on the other side, he said the kid's a natural. I had never heard my son being described as a natural. From that day on, I wanted to use what God had given Devin and got behind him and said, okay, this is what God has blessed him with the ability that he has the quick reflexes. He has, he has the natural heart to fight anybody, right? And got behind him. But this Bama on here come on here and say that I'm living, and pimping on him. That's the kind of sucker that we don't need in our community.
Clarify that because I've heard that a lot from different fathers, different people. They say Bill Haney is a pimp. He's pimping his son. And they saying you was a pimp from the streets and stuff like that. How does that make you feel when you hear people say that you're pimping your son? What does that mean?
Well, no, because I'm from Oakland, you know what I mean? And there's players that come from Oakland, so naturally we're gonna get because if I was in LA, they would say I was a gangbanger. Yeah. You know what I mean? So what comes from our area is being players. But if you take a look at my video with Danzo, you take a video with him, you know what I mean? I'm far from a sucker. I'm far from any of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm far from that. When they talk about Meech and T and all them niggas, them is the niggas that got caught. I was the nigga that got away. You know what I'm saying? Period. I talk to T regularly. You know what I'm saying? And when they left 20 years ago, I knew then that when we went to the Bahamas one time, right? And Meech, Lil Meech, Lil P, my son Devin, and all of them was there. We all went as a trip.
Sorry about that, Bill. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. That was my fault.
Okay, let me go back on it. We all went to the Bahamas. Everybody was supposed to go to the Bahamas. We was going there. I think it was my birthday, right?
And you said it was Lil Meech, it was Devin, Lil Meech, and who else?
Lil Meech was there with his mama. Lil T was there. Lil T was there with his mama.
Who was Lil T?
I was there. Southwest T son.
Oh, Southwest T. Okay, yeah, Southwest. Okay.
Southwest T son, right?
Okay.
But I had told Devin and Lil Bill that we was going to the Bahamas, right? And I'm sure that they told their kids. Everyone told their kids. We told them all we were going to take them to the Bahamas. But Meech, he stayed working. He had to, he was getting plenty of money. He didn't go. T, Southwest T, he didn't go either, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I already promised this to my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I went. It was maybe another guy or two, but we were more outnumbered by the girls that showed up with the kids than the guys because there was a lot of us, right? And after when they got busted and shit, I said, you know what? I said, man, I'm dedicating the rest of my life to nothing but my kids, man.
What year this was?
Man, because
what year was this? What year was this?
2005 or something like that. 2004, whatever they got arrested, like 2005, I believe.
Yeah, 05. I think they got
arrested. Long time ago,
yeah.
like 20 years ago or something like that. Whatever that was. You know what I'm saying? So, I got a boxing gym. Went and got a boxing gym. Worked in the boxing gym. It was called the Hit Factory in Las Vegas, right? And we attracted all of the. If you didn't go to Floyd's gym, the CMC gym, then you came to our gym, or both. You know what I'm saying?
What was your gym at? What was your gym at in Vegas? Was it by the Mayweather's gym or?
No, it was on Sahara and Paradise.
Okay.
You could ask anybody about it. It was legendary, right? So I spent every day in that gym around Eddie Mustafa, Floyd Sr., Roger. Every day I spent inside that gym, right? Because Floyd would come over there to our gym to spar. Roger would come over there, or I would go over to CMC's gym. And just learning the game. I would open it up and I would close it, right? Devin, I was homeschooling. Devin was doing his homework in the gym and train, right? Then he do some, some other stuff. Then he trained, right? And I was just showing him, the boxing business. Then I got a Sprinter van. Closed down the gym because Devin had gotten so good that it was like we had to go and get better sparring because Vegas wasn't enough for Dev no more. So I bought a Sprinter van, and then we just started going to every city around the country. But it was more so to let Devin know, because I had already traveled, and I know niggas is niggas is niggas. That don't matter where you from. You know what I'm saying? It's what type of person you are, you know? So I wanted to take him to Cincinnati, to Adrian Broner's gym, take him to Shakur's gym, take him to Devontae Davis' gym, take him to Richard Hitchenson's gym, take him to Texas down there with Jay Prince, and take him to Florida, take him everywhere just to show him and take that myth out of his head that it was tough niggas because Philly. We was in Philadelphia as well. You know, that because you from this place that you more tougher than a nigga. You know what I mean? And that did. I just
No, I see what you were saying, because you was raised in Devin, Henderson, Nevada. You were trying to take away the stigma of, okay, because you're not from the street, so to speak, and the streets are supposed to be synonymous with being tough and hard. You want to say, hey, look, even though this kid came up from the street, or Adrian Broner, or Tank, you know, or whatever, I'm gonna show you that you just as good as them. You can compete with those guys. It don't mean nothing when you inside that ring. Is that what you're saying?
No, absolutely. I didn't want nobody bluffing, because that's all a bluff. You know what I'm saying? That's all a bluff. And you know, and thank God that he's not adopting that. You know what I'm saying? Because none of those guys, I've met all of them. Tank as well. You know what I'm saying? Tank ain't no street guy. Ain't none of them guys no street guys. Them guys are professional fighters, professional boxers that have been fighting and boxing since he was 7, 8 years old. And every one of Tank's friends that got out the gym, he got killed. They got killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
none of his friends are the same friends that was in the gym that are still around, and that's what Tank said. But Tank was sharp enough to listen to somebody. And I think he listened to Coach Calvin.
Listen to Calvin.
Devin was sharp enough.
Yeah.
Dev was sharp enough to listen to me. Shakur was sharp enough to listen to Waleed.
Waleed's
you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I say that those kids, those guys, should be celebrated more, because they didn't follow the quote-unquote fake-ass big homie that I followed. The nigga gave me, I was, you know, 13, 14 years old, right? Nigga gave me 6 rocks of cocaine and told me to bring back $100, and they called it a 6-pack. And that meant that I had to commit
620s.
I had to sell 620 to get $20. You see what I mean? And I called myself slick, and I said, okay, well, guess what? I'm gonna take the $20 and I'm gonna stay all night on the block, and I'm gonna take the 20 and bust it down at night when the spot is closed and make 40. I thought that was the slickest shit in the world. I was stupid as a motherfucker.
Yeah, been there,
you know
done
I mean?
that. Yeah.
So, right. So now, my whole mission is that to have fathers and sons stay together on that belief and that vision that the dad has, that the kid has. Because you'll have a vision. A parent will see the vision, have the vision, right? But the kid doesn't buy into it.
Yeah.
The thing that my son did was he trusted me like I trusted him. It was a mutual trust, and that's what has to get back into the black family. You see what I'm saying? Because you have in Jewish families, you have that trust. I got a Jewish friend that tells me all the time that blacks we don't sit together at home. I say at home first.
Yeah, the nuclear family. I think the nuclear family, meaning the father and the mother, I think that's pretty much been destroyed, or doesn't exist as much, or not celebrated as much in the black community as it used to. And that's the issue I have with certain organizations when they say they are against the nuclear family. I mean, the family is the foundation to everything. So if you are against the nuclear family, then to be honest, that's a declaration of war, in my eyes.
Well, okay, well there you go, and that's why I say with Charleston White, he's what you say against the family. What you say it's a what? It's a declaration of war.
It's a declaration of war.
Declaration of war.
Yeah.
Right. Because anybody that's gonna sit up and listen to that shit, I wouldn't give a fuck if the woman was red, white, or candy striped. You know what I mean? If she's in there cooking, cleaning, and providing a safe place where the father is out working right, to bring in the money, and they're working in tandem as a family to raise some kids, right? Whatever color they are, brother. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, with my Jewish buddy, is he always tells me they don't need any help or encouragement from black people. We the ones that need help and need encouragement with each other. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the one way you can lose them kids is not having their back.
Yeah, man, Bill. I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing that. You know what I mean? Because I talk to a lot of teenagers myself, and bro, like I think one of the hardest things in the world is to get your child to listen, or to get your nephew or whoever to listen. You know, I was the hard-headed kid growing up, so I can relate from experience, and regretfully, but I say that to say this, what you've been able to do with Dev. What Calvin was able to do with Tank Davis is phenomenal. What I forgot Shakur Stevenson's grandfather's name. What he was able to do with Wally. Wally, him and his mother, and just T.O. and his dad, and stuff like that. Brian Norman and his son, Bozy Ennis and his son, Floyd Sr., along with Roger Mayweather and Jeff, what they was able to do, I think that's wonderful. I think that's wonderful, fam, because it's
you got cokehead Oscar. You got cokehead Oscar, right? Who lost him and his dad didn't finish their breakfast. They weren't able to finish it. His dad started with him, but he wasn't able to finish it. So guess what? Oscar now is running around, you know what I mean, with his young wife. You know what I'm saying? They posing and he's, doing a bunch of shit. But where's your kids at, Oscar?
Hey, Bill, Bill, hold on. I gotta ask you this. Since you brought up Oscar, is there any truth to you being the president of the homeowners of neighborhood watch in your community?
The president of neighborhood watch.
Yeah, that's what Oscar said. That's what Oscar said. He said you the president of the neighborhood watch.
But you know what though? Listen, Oscar held to the no. Oscar, that's the best that he can do because he's a square. If I was the president of the neighborhood watch, I'm a fucking civilian. Is your grandmama? Is his old ass grandmama or mama the president of a neighborhood watch? You know what I mean? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Is that bitch part of that? You know what I mean? Down there in East LA.
Hey, why you got to call a woman a bitch, man? Why you got to call her a bitch, man?
Listen, when that old bitch call the police, if somebody coming through her back door, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Guess what? Because guess what? Listen, if I was the head of the neighborhood watch, then shit, she would be calling me, huh? Yeah.
How many people? I'm just saying, Bill. You listen. Ain't nothing wrong with it now. If you head of the neighborhood watch,
no, that's what I'm trying to. No, but listen, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Listen, whatever is gonna pay the bills, right, for a man to take care of his family. Fuck what these trolls and fuck what Oscar's talking about. Oscar don't listen. Tell me somebody that has still has some money, right? Other than Bernard Hopkins, right? Yeah. That he didn't associate with. I'm talking about Canelo said that he was robbing him. He's a thief. He's mad because he's a thief.
How Canelo said Oscar was robbing him? Oscar made Canelo, man. Canelo left with a whole lot of money. Canelo wasn't broke when he left.
Listen,
what happened?
Did Oscar? Well, he left because he said he was being robbed by the man. He said he was stealing.
Oh yeah? Did he sue him? Did he sue Canelo? Did Canelo sue Oscar?
Check it out. You got to check it out.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, you got to check it out. So, but that's what I'm saying is that's the way that they think that they're going to demean a black man, right? And I'm telling them, I said, dog, I'm from the streets, nigga. You cannot, nigga. That don't mean nothing. Now, see, I would have to hang up by a square sucker if I was a square sucker. See what I'm saying? That shit don't get to me. Nigga, if you listen, whatever the fuck that I'm doing is, I'm a civilian, nigga.
Man, okay. so Bill, so is that a yes or a no? Are you? Bill, again, it ain't nothing wrong with it. There ain't nothing wrong with Shit, I'm telling you, if I was the president.
Listen. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Listen.
You a civilian, Bill. You a civilian. You a civilian. You ain't know. You get what I'm saying? Shit, fuck that. You want to watch your neighborhood?
No. But I'm saying is, listen. If that bitch want to hire me, then shit, he need to talk to me because I don't know nothing about no. I'm not no neighborhood. I'm not no neighborhood watch. They got a check. You know what I mean? I watch my house. I may as well watch the rest of the neighborhood. Shit. Guess what? Shit.
What about
if a motherfucker, listen, that's only that rotten ass Oscar De La Hoya. He'll see somebody doing something to his neighbor's house, and that motherfucker ain't gonna do nothing. Piece of shit. You know what I mean? I thought we supposed to.
Man, y'all neighbors, man. Y'all gotta squash it, man.
No, but I'm saying is, Coach, what happened to us policing our neighborhood?
Ain't that wrong with that? Ain't that wrong with that?
No, but I'm saying is, that's what, see, the shit don't make sense. It's a square motherfucker trying to say something, right? Right? Him and the boss sitting up in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Sitting up there having freak off, thinking of this shit. You know, let's tell the people that he's head of the neighborhood watch. You stupid motherfucker! I'm from East Oakland, California, and you telling the world that me and you is living in the same neighborhood. Thank you. Guess what? And guess what? And I'm a real nigga. I'm a real nigga and I'm a real smart nigga. You're not going to play me or trick me out of position.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, you motherfuckers ain't going to say nothing to Big Meech. Now, 50 Cent said that everything's everything under the book, right? And nobody going to say that to him. Nobody ain't going to ask him, hey, Meech, are you a snitch? Are you a snitch, Meech? No, they ain't gonna say, go act like they here, like Charleston White. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, man. Hey, I think of Big Beach, Larry Hoover, whipping work. Hallelujah. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I used to bump that song, though. Hey, shout out to the rapper. Shout out to the rapper, Rose.
No, shout out to, but what I'm saying is, what Meech said, did you hear him? He said, you ain't gonna trick me off the streets. He did the 20.
Yeah. You know what?
He did the 20. Yeah. He did the 20, and nobody was up in there. Okay, let me go back to that about the Bahamas shit, right? Yeah. So then later on, I see, now I'm a father. Devin, we doing our thing. I sit down with Devin, I sit down with Lil Meech, and I sit down with T. Meech ain't even out yet. And T ain't even out yet. And I told both of them, I said, I wish things had been different for you guys because I know your fathers really love y'all. And you know what I'm saying? Just stay out of trouble. Don't do none of that bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. And just, be don't be like them. You know what I mean? Be better than them.
Right.
And selling a bunch of kilograms and ending up in jail, you know what I'm saying, is the worstest thing that you can do in their name. You know what I'm saying? Right? I used to look after T, Lil T, Southwest T's son. You know what I'm saying? While he was gone. And it was hurtful to see, and this is square business. It was hurtful for me to see as much shit that T and Meech did for niggas, and when they were gone, none of them niggas that was left behind ever did nothing for them. You have a nigga like 50 Cent that did for Meech and never even knew T. And which that makes 50 Cent solid. But what happened to the niggas that all the niggas, when Meech said there'll never be another crew like this and this is all the shit, he said, what happened to the kid? What happened to the people? Why did Meech have to go to why did Meech have to go to 50? Why couldn't Meech go to niggas that wasn't locked up?
I mean that's easy. You're depending on one guy, and once that guy's gone, that's just reality of the situation. So, anyway, to make a long story short, I don't think no one. The street is nothing to glorify. I take my hat off to you and all of those fathers. Even the non-boxing dads who don't get any praise. The thing with you is you have a level of celebrity. People know who you are. Some would say, Bill, some would say that you want to be more, you want to be more famous than your son, and you all in the videos like the Source Awards, and some would say you're doing too much. That's that's what some would say. Just throw my hands up on that.
And guess what? That's the haters. That's the haters, not the niggas that ain't doing nothing. Because listen, that's niggas that ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? Because what I'm saying is.
Hey, Bill, I'm just pulling your leg. I'm just pulling your leg, Bill.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, but the thing about it is, the check goes to my son.
Yeah.
He writes the bill. He pays everybody. If he don't want to pay me, and he don't want to do that, that's fine. I'm gonna still go 1,000% for him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this regardless. You see what I mean? But he has stood on business, and I'm standing on business.
All right, so you standing on business. You and Dev.
Yeah, Huh?
You and Dev standing on business. Okay, hold on. I gotta sneak this one in, Bill. Okay. Where Devin Haney from?
He's from his mom and his daddy. Yeah. Oakland, California.
Is he repping though? Is he repping Oaktown?
No, don't do that, Dad.
Don't do that, Dad. I'm just fucking with you. Bill, I'm just fucking with you.
Let me tell you, like the one caller said is, you done got bigger than the set. You done got bigger than the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is Floyd repping Grand Rapids?
Nah, you know what? Now that I think, well, he do let it be known he from Grand Rapids, Michigan. He tell his story all the time. But he repping Vegas. He repping Vegas.
He repping Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't where you from, it's where you at.
But he rep. Yeah, boy, you heard me say that, didn't you? That's that one right there. That's that one right there. That's that one. That's that legendary right there. No, but Floyd is big, man. He represents more than Grand Rapids. He represents more than Las Vegas. He represents more than Oakland. You know what I mean? It's Floyd Mayweather. And when you get to the point where they just call you by your first name, you call him by Floyd.
Yeah.
You know damn sure who we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah. So yeah, that's legendary. Legendary status. And when you've seen as much as I've seen, of course you want, like we always see on Instagram all the time. The thing is, your father, once he passes, you'll know that he was the only man that wants you to be better than him.
Yeah.
I want Dad to be bigger and better than me.
Yeah.
I've already repped that shit. It ain't nothing. Nothing. I did it. It's nothing. There's nothing. Okay, it'll be a bunch of motherfuckers sitting up laughing. Oh, you from East Oakland? Oh, you from East laughing about the shit. It's nothing.
I had a guy who say he know you. He called me and he was like, he have a food truck and he wanted your phone number and yeah, man, when me and Bill go back and when he gonna come back to the city and we he didn't say nothing bad about you. He was saying that Jesse knew you and he was proud of you, what you've been able to do and accomplish and stuff like that. I forgot the brother's name.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But when you got a 10-year-old, I got a 10-year-old, I got a 15-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got grandkids and stuff like that. I might go back and going back. I might miss a recital. I might miss a tennis tournament. I might miss. You know what I mean? Heaven forbid. If I'd rather be at dinner with my daughter than going backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But one thing that I can do is I can trailblaze and give them a blueprint, and that go home and see that you got a star at home. You don't know. You got to stay down. I didn't know boxing and Devin was the boxing was going to find Devin. Devin was going to find boxing. Yeah. I didn't know.
You didn't know.
I just was a present parent, and I was looking. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't looking to say.
Was that when Devin got in trouble in school and you picked him up and then you drove? You said you were going to spank him, but then you looked at him and you said you're going to take him to the gym. Was it at that point you decided to homeschool him?
Yeah, because of in order to get to those tournaments, right? It wasn't enough little smokers, little shows, so we had to travel. We had to travel and go to the tournaments and stuff like that, so we could develop more, right? It was only that he stopped with the homeschooling shit is when he really got good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I knew he had something special, but I didn't know that we couldn't get it all in our city. We had to travel. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, everything had came together in the sense of me running with Meech and T and all them niggas, right? Well, T in particular, that
T moved to California. Because T had moved to California when Meech was in Atlanta, right?
He moved to California.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Meech went to West End, and then so T was in LA. He was out there, in California. What up? But the thing that was impressive about them is they didn't going to no city and trusting nobody. So a lot of times I think that relationships play a big part even in your parenting, right? You won't necessarily benefit by the relationships if you keep them solid, you stay cool, you keep you stay good to people. My son was able to benefit from me knowing my way around the United States. So I was able to then go to different places and be cool. Like I could go to New York, or I could go to Cincinnati, or I can go to Texas. I can go to these different places and you know what I mean, and know my way around.
Bill, I want to ask you this. I'm glad you said that. I want to end it on this note. It's something you said earlier. I just wrote a note down. You said Big Meech said that he's not going to allow these dudes to trick him off the street. And I want to end on this. There could be somebody who's young that's listening to this podcast. They may hear this certain segment. I'm gonna do like I normally do, edit this show and re-upload, the Bill Haney call and some of the other calls. But you can't let people trick you off the street, because what happens is, someone can do something to you, and once you get caught up in the emotion of anger and ego, when you hear somebody say, well, look, man, I ain't finna let a nigga try me like that. I'm finna go show him what time it is. I'm gonna let him know, that I ain't nothing to be fucked up with. At that moment in time, one of two things can happen. You can go out there, run down on this guy, do what you're gonna do to him, and then suffer the consequences. The consequences could be retaliation, jail, courtrooms a lot of time. Or you could think about it and say, you know what? If I do this one action out of emotion and ego, is there anything good that's going to come out of this? And once you sit down and think and reflect, then, I'm going to tell you like an old head told me, I like opening my refrigerator at night. So don't let people trick you off the street, because a lot of these trolls and these chats and stuff, they'll talk shit and say A, B, C, and D, but they're trying to play you out of the pocket. I just saw a video where Tank Davis was sitting outside on his car with two of his friends, and the dude walked up to him and say, Javante Tank Davis, what's up? And Tank gave him some dap, and then he said, look, man, I know you in the boxing and stuff, and he's recording Tank. I want to fade. Can you run me a one-on-one? You got money, I got money, what's up? And then Tank looked at him, and then Tank didn't say nothing to him. But, this nigga obviously trying to take on probation. So this nigga, everybody know that. But so he obviously trying to, whatever. These dudes talk that tough shit, then as soon as you give them what they're looking for, they're gonna put the police on you, try to get you out. You know what I mean? To try to play you out the pocket. I know, I experienced it. So I just want to throw that out there. When you say tricking you off the street, don't let nobody trick you out of your life, and don't let nobody trick you out of your freedom. Those are the two things that these suckers on the street want to do. They want to trick you out of your life to get you killed, and they want to trick you out of your freedom. If you stay away from that, you'll be fine. I'll let you wrap up.
Hey, Coach, so the people will know, you ain't going to trick me out the street, and you ain't going to trick me at the strip club. I'm not a trick, and I'm not going for no tricks. Tricks is for kids, and I'm a grown man. You know what I mean? Yeah, period. I'm not doing either or. I'm not bossing my money around, and I'm not getting bossed around by nobody's money. Don't let that go over nobody's head.
All right. Well, salute, man. Shout out to Bill Haney. Bill, I'm finna wrap up, man. I thank you for calling.
Peace.
All right. Give Bill Haney a round of applause. Well, I was trying to get Bill to leave, look, man, leave Charleston White alone, but Bill Haney wanted to smoke with Charleston White. I'm pretty sure that he's going to hear this interview with Bill Haney and me and Bill, and the nigga going to say some crazy shit. I ain't taking the bait. I ain't taking the bait. Like, look, all right, look, man, it is what it is. Nigga don't cuss me out already one time before, so it is what it is. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody, man. Y'all know what time it is. Do I have the phone line number up? Yeah, I got the phone lines number up. Let me go ahead and take this off. Bill ain't on here anymore, so let me take this off. Yeah, man, so, I mean, I think, as a matter of fact, I think Brian Norman got a fight coming up. Brian Norman Jr. has a fight coming up this Saturday. So I'm gonna get Brian Norman Sr. on just via phone call. I know he's training, him and his son. I think they're probably trying to make weight right now. You know, the fight week is always rough for fighters. They're trying to make that weight. Let me see. Oh, here we go, right here. So, you know what I mean? We go listen. We gonna get Brian Norman. We gonna get Brian Norman Senior on. We want to know, okay, after you fight this dude, you know what I mean? It's Boots Ennis next. You know, I really do think that fight will happen later on this year. I think Boots and Brian Norman will fight this year. Of course, Brian Norman Jr. is going to have to handle his business. He's going to have to handle his business this weekend right here. So he's fighting a guy by the name of Derek Cuevas. Derek Cuevas, you know what I mean? He's fighting him. He's Puerto Rican. So both of these guys are 5'8". You know, both of them are 5'8", you know, in height. So both of them are orthodox. We'll see what happens. You know, Brian Norman Sr. talked a lot of shit, so Brian Norman Jr. gonna have to step on the gas on this. Hopefully they can circle back, get that Boots Ennis fight. I think that fight more than likely. You know what? If once Boots beats Mantis Stanionis, if he beats Mantis Stanionis, he'll be a unified champion. And then Brian Norman Jr., if he wins, he has the other belt. He has that WBO belt. So we'll see exactly how that works out. That'll make the fight. That'll make that fight bigger. That'll make that fight bigger because Boots is fighting for. He wants to become undisputed. Hold on. He wants to become undisputed, and then if Brian Norman Jr. can beat Boots, he got 3 of the belts. Now the only thing is they got to try to go at Mario Barrios. I don't think neither one of those guys are going to get Mario Barrios. I think Al Heyman going. They running the protection program over there. He not gonna let that belt get out of his sights. I'm calling. What's your name? You calling from?
What's up, Coach? It's Mitchell from Chicago.
Mitchell from Chicago. You the last call.
What's up? Yeah, Coach. I don't know what it was that got you and Bill start back on speaking terms, but I commend
you wasn't here.
You all as men.
Yeah, you wasn't here, so.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I just called in. I just sent the tail end of it, but I just called in to say I commend both of you all as men. I appreciate your consistency with the scourge in the street. I appreciate that from Bill also, and I like how y'all mix it up. Y'all talk about that, but y'all also do keep boxing in the conversation also. So I was just calling to show respect to y'all, and I appreciate saying that. That's all, Coach. Have a good show.
Hey, shout out to Mitchell, Chi-Town. Yeah, Foxy Brown, what you say, sis? You say Barrio needs a break from hard fights. I mean, not really. I mean, what hard fights have he had? I mean, his last fight was a tough fight, but how does he need a break? You know, you get what I'm saying? I mean, the duty of a champion is to defend the title against, I mean, he got to fight the top guys. I mean, that's the only way we're going to get clarity in the sport. I think that's, to be honest with you, I think that's the problem, Foxy. I think the problem is too many dudes, yeah, man, they don't want to fight no tough fights.
But this bum is taking the easy matches, fighting other bums.
You dig?
Bruh.
They don't want to fight no tough fights. They want to continue to, you know, on the fight on easy streak. And it's kind of like,
Ran off on the floor twice.
you know, that's what I don't understand. They want to continue to fight on easy streak. And it's like, dude, you ain't, okay, what about this guy? What about that guy? And then they ducking and dodging and hide behind promoters and hide behind it. Yeah, well, you know, I got to talk to my team and, you know, I got to do this. Like, we got to show we doing on David Benavidez, scamps and liars. And I'm like, you know what, dog? I was defending this dude, David Benavidez, and lo and behold, you get what I'm saying? I can't defend him no more. I can't defend this dude no more. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, man, I'm hearing all this shit Scampson talking about. And then David, he the company, man. Well, you know, my team, I got to listen to my team. And, you know, they pay me good money and all of this stuff there. And I'm like, oh, shit, here we go. Here this shit go. Oh, listen, I already know where you going at. I already know where you going at.
This nigga's scared.
I already know where it's going at. Here it go. I say, and I said this when I made that video. I say, now when you go when you go over there to Saudi Arabia now we thinking you're gonna stay to the last fight. See the winner of Bertrand Bivol, and then you the mandatory for the WBC, and you got other mandatories and the other sanctioning bodies. We're gonna see what's up. That man went over there, stayed 5 minutes and left. He didn't even stay for the fight. He didn't even stay for the main event. So I got to hear all these David and BDS fans calling me, yeah, man, nah, coach, you don't understand. The Mexican monster, this and that. I say, man, this nigga ducking, man. This man ducking now. I'm hearing what Scampson Live was saying. True. I ain't trying to hear that shit. I ain't trying to hear that shit at all. Period. You was at 168. They was going to mandate you to fight Canelo, according to what Mauricio Suleiman said. They was going to mandate it in March of last year. You moved up 2 weeks before the mandate to fight to get an intern title. Now you in position. You don't have 2 fights since then. Now you in position to fight for the undisputed titles. And now we hearing Scampson, oh, well, you know, I'm not going to kiss the ring. And the fight need to be in Vegas. And, you know, yeah, they make a lot of money. But you know, we ain't worry about that. You know, it has to be in Vegas. And, you know, we get to pick where it's going to be at. And we're loyal to the WBC. And I'm like, I be damn.
To this day.
We loyal to the WBC, huh?
But this ball been taking the easy matches. Fight another ball.
When have you ever heard a promoter saying they are loyal to a sanctioning body? And what about the fighter? The fighter, you are the boss. What do you want to do, David? You the boss. Sam Scampson works for you. I don't want to hear that. Well, you know, my team said this and that. Man, I ain't trying to hear all that shit, man. I ain't trying to hear it, dog. Listen, I'm going to be on that nigga bumper. I don't give a fuck about the interview. To be honest with you, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Fuck the interview. Well, I'm going to be on that nigga bumper, man, for real, though. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Yeah, I ain't trying to hear that shit. I ain't trying to hear that shit. I ain't trying to. Don't nobody get no pass on me, dog. Again. Don't none of these niggas like me, and I ain't got no problem with it. You get what I'm saying? Because they ain't got nothing I want. I got my own money. I don't need them. I don't care nothing about no celebrity. I don't care nothing about the interview with these so-called fighters and all that stuff there. Fam, I don't care nothing about none of that. Nigga, is you throwing hands. If I gotta kiss your ass, it ain't gonna happen. Listen, my mom ain't taught me. My mom and dad ain't teach me about ass kissing. I don't know how to kiss no ass. I ain't Ellie suck a nigga nutsack. You know what I mean? We don't do that over here. I'm from West Tampa, Florida. Main Street, I rep. I'm repping where I'm from. Because I'm proud of where I'm from. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is, but nah, we ain't doing that. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Let's give everybody a shout out. Shout out to doggone Ruben Allen. Salute, brother. Hey, okay. Shout out to Marquis Vision. So, Marquis Beyond. Salute, fam. Hey, okay. Shout out to Mika Lovem. Hey, okay. Yeah, all that Mexican monster shit. I'm sitting around here like, yeah, nigga, Canelo ducking this dude. Canelo ducking the Mexican monster, man. You know what I mean? Canelo scared. Shout out to Legacy Mindset. Hey, okay. Now Canelo did duck him. Now he did duck him, but yet and still, my point is all this stuff here, man. I ain't trying to see this. This is the thing, right? It's all smoke and mirrors, bro. It's all smoke and mirrors. All smoke and mirrors. He said, Coach not starstruck. Hell no. Fuck I'm starstruck for. I ain't starstruck for these niggas. These niggas ain't. Shit, it ain't. If I'm gonna be starstruck, listen. If I'm gonna be starstruck, I'm gonna be starstruck for a woman. You know what I mean? I'm like, ooh, that's a fine ass tenderoni over there, but that's a honey dip. Boy, let me go holler at her. I'm gonna be starstruck over a woman. I'm not gonna be the dude, after my God, I respected you. I'm not gonna be writing niggas love letter talking about something. You know, Tank has his own swag. He has braids, leg tats, chrome hearts. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be doing that. That ain't gonna happen with me. You get what I'm saying? That's not gonna happen. These dudes are that regular dudes that box to me. You get what I'm saying? That ain't happening, bro. It ain't a nigga boss in the day that I'm starstruck over. Literally. You know, so shit. You know, if they do the interview, cool. If they don't, fuck them. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Shit, nigga, continue to do you. I'm good. It is what it is. Shout out to Al Heyman.
Well, you know, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and saying Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? I'm about to
But a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name, you know.
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican Monster.
Yeah, man, the Mexican monster and all that stuff that we gonna see, but you know, I'm gonna say that for later on this week. Cause I'm gonna pull that Scampson video up. Scampson just did a video. Scampson just did an interview, bro, and the man shaking like booty meat, dog. The man shaking like booty meat. Shaking like, I said, oh, god damn. Here we go. Here you go. I say, what about Rocky Marciano?
What about Rocky Marciano?
Oh, there they go. There they go. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out their ass. That's the one. Rocky Marciano. Let me tell you something wonderful. Rocky Marciano was good, but compared to Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano ain't shit.
He beat Joe Louis's ass.
Shout out to Tank Davis, man. Shout out to Tank Davis. It is what it is.
Red, you finna look good out there.
Woo! Yes, sir.
You finna look good out there.
Roach ain't got nothing on me. I'm the Ray, goddammit.
Okay.
I'm nothing, bud. I'm gonna get to this fight.
I gotta put the grease on it. You definitely gonna win with this.
Damn. You don't think you using too much oil, goddammit? Girl, calm down with all that damn grease, man. He ain't gonna be able to punch me in a minute, goddamn.
No, that you need this. You need
I can't see it in my damn eye. How the fuck I'm a box?
You dry up.
Girl, calm down with that damn grease.
There you go. Go ahead.
I got a damn match. That's the guy in my eye. What wrong with that? Put a smush his ass.
Shout out to the face of boxing.
What happened? I just got my hair done 2 days ago and she put grease in my shit, so the shit was like, you know, like when you sweating and things like that and the grease come in my face, it burnt my eyes type shit. Damn, why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like this is real facts. Come on, man. I just got my hair done 2 days ago.
Swing the wheel, it's gone.
I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. And she put grease in my shit. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. And she put grease in my shit. I just got my hair done. 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 Why y'all boys like I'm saying bullshit? Like this is real facts. Like this is real facts. Why y'all boys like I'm saying bullshit? Like this is real facts. It burnt my eyes. Like this is real facts. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done 2 days ago.
Hell, man, it is what it is. Shout out to the face of boxing, man. We gotta show the face of boxing some respect. It is what it is. Anybody want the smoke? Nick Sack Promotions is looking for talent. Oh, pussy ass nigga, what's going on, boy? I'm telling you, boy, I'm knock your fuck ass out, boy. Blow for blow, pound for pound, nigga. I got the title, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, finna knock one of you what kind of niggas out. Nigga, I got these hands, nigga. I'm throwing them paws at that nigga, finna knock your ass down again, nigga. Get your ass back up, nigga. Don't run, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, I want all the smoke, nigga. I'm throwing them paws, nigga. I'm putting them hands on you, nigga. I told you what I'm gonna do to you, nigga. Catch you with the check left hook, nigga. I told you, boy, pound for pound, nigga. I'm the best. This more action than any Devin Haney fight. Put these paws on you, nigga. I told you, I got your backing up, nigga. Nigga, watch that check left foot, knock your ass down again, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, it is what it is, nigga. I'm gonna make it do what it do. I'm telling you, boy, we ain't even playing over here, boy. See, if Tank would have did that, he would have knocked Roach out. If Tank would have did that, he could have knocked Roach out. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is. The raid didn't work, so, you know, we gonna see what happened in the rematch. Hey, man, shout out to Jason. Shout out to Jason Phillips. Shout out to Mika Lovem. Mr. Ruben Allen is in the building. Shout out to listen, man. Shout out to Black. Shout out to Marky Beyond Black. Salute, fam. Who else we have? Shout out to Edgar Alice. Salute. Who else we have in the building? We ain't got no super chat to do. We got no cash outs. Okay. All right, cool. Shout out to Legacy Mindset. Everybody watching on X. We had over 800 people watching the show. JC in the building. G5 from the Bronx. Shout out to Mo Easy. Miss Black Panther. Shout out to the Duchess of Wisdom. The lovely Miss Connie. RJ in the building. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to LJ Wright. Hey, Eric Wright say Piggly Wiggly. Yeah, we got the Piggly Wiggly, man. Yeah, if you're not from the South, you don't know. You know, we got the Piggly Wiggly stores out here on the South, so it is what it is. Shout out to Mo Easy in the building, Broward County. Superman flying through the say today. Mr. Daniel Agnew. Corey Bradley's in the building. Mr. Tomato Can, salute, fam. Who else we have, man? Who else we have in the building? Hey, shout out to Javante Tank Davis' hairstylist. Shout out to, listen, man, shout out to the face of, well, we got two faces of boxing. We got Tank and we got Devin Haney. And no, we got three faces of boxing. We got Tank, we have Devin Haney, and we have Edgar Berlanga. And we have three cash cows in boxing. We have Tank, he's a cash cow. We got Devin Haney, he's a cash cow. And we have Edgar Berlanga, he's a cash cow. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying, Joey Craig, baby. You know, I'm Edgar Berlanga. You know, listen, man, I'm the Prince of Puerto Rico, baby. You know, I got Ice, I got Joey Crack with me. I got Fat Joe. You know what I mean? They're making a statue for me in New York. I got the keys to the city. I'm the king of New York. I'm the face of boxing, yo. To this day. I'm just saying, B. True. I ain't never seen a nigga get beat 12 rounds by a fighter, and then this man going on a world tour, a world ass whooping tour.
Hurting the group. I'm the best thing ever happened to this damn group. Nobody's bigger than the group. Y'all ain't stupid. I'm the one selling the records. They coming to see me. They coming to see the Temptations. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Yeah, man. Hey, look here. Hey, what he say? He say, hurting the group. I'm the best thing ever happened to this damn group. Nobody's bigger than the group. Y'all ain't stupid. I'm the one selling the records. They coming to see me. They coming to see Javante Tank Davis. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Tank. True. Goddamn, hey, listen. Edgar Berlanga ego don't got so big. This man, bro. We gotta do a part 2 to Edgar Berlanga. This dude ego is on Mount Everest right now. The man ego is on Mount Everest right now, fam. Shout out to the $10 of PYTs and 100 dips. It is what it is, man. Oh yeah, and not only that, shout out to the Snow Bunnies.
See your eyes shine, she's my snow bunny, please. In the winter light, so she's my sweet dust of me. Talk to my nose, this love has got it so raw. Make you move, stepping out of control. Turn it up, it's me against the light. Snow bunny, moving on the bar. Everything's so right, got that smooth so feel. No, that's next to the law. With my snow bunny love, then party back.
little bit of Snow Bunny love, man. Special request. You know, number one single on the charts right now. The hottest record in the country, Snow Bunny Love. The hottest record. Hey, shout out to Summer November. The hottest record in the country right now, Snow Bunny Love. Number one on the charts. Hey, shout out to the toughest glitches. Hey, look here, man. Number one on the charts right now. Hey, Schoolo, it is what it is, baby. You know what it mean. We going platinum. We going platinum with that one there. You get what I'm saying? You know, you know, I just got a call from Jay-Z. He said he want to get on the remix. Beyonce, somebody just mentioned Beyonce in the chat. Yeah, Beyonce say she want to get on the remix. Her and Jay-Z, her and Jigga Man, the Beehive and Jigga Man want to get on the remix. You get what I'm saying? You dig? You know, we and we try to, you get what I'm saying? We just try to, you know, trying to parlay this situation. Parlay, not parlay, parlay. We trying to parlay this situation. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. So, you know, that's what we trying to do. We trying to parlay this situation right now, going on a world tour. You get what I'm saying? We try to unite. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. You know what he say? He say, going out of control. He said he going out of control, boy. God damn. All right, man. Look here, man. So you know, I was trying to keep Bill from dissing Charleston White. He went on a rant. Charleston White gonna hear this video. I'm telling you, he gonna hear it, especially when I re-upload that part there. He gonna hear it, bro. So it is what it is, man. I guess Bill want all the smoke. When he say he want all the smoke, he want all the smoke. It is what it is. So, man, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to Trey. Shout out to Trey Son. Something in November. Nah, I mean, salute, fam. He said Coach don't never play the Haney pack. I used to play the Haney pack all the time. Like, bro, like, yeah, Trey, you just started following me. Bro, I play the Haney pack all the time. I used to play that all the time. Like, we played that all 2024. All of 2024. The Haney pack old now. Shout out to Herman Brooks. Shout out to John. Yeah, you just started coming around, fam. I played that shit all last year. Shout out to Kendall Price. Moe's in the building. Shout out to John. What did he say? John say facts. Yeah, facts for real though. Shout out to Ready to Rumble. Shout out to Mr. Corey Bradley. Shout out to Miss Connie. Who else we got in the building? Mo Easy. The Duchess of Wisdom. Mr. Tomato Can. Ruben Allen. G5 from the Bronx. Jamie from New York. Schoolo X-Man. Texas 16 South. Ron Boy. Hey, you know what? Hey, I was kind of, you know what I was shocked? I was kind of shocked Bill Haney this doggone Ron Boy Fresh. Like, Ron Boy always bigging up Devin Haney. He always bigging up Bill, bro. So I was kind of shocked. Like, that. Listen, I got to go back and listen to what Ron Boy said. That kind of threw me for a loop. Because Ron Boy always talk about, you know, he like what Bill doing. He got a father, you know, he's the father to his son. And some of these Bammers, y'all don't like Bill, you know, all that stuff there, because y'all didn't have fathers in your lives. That kind of threw me off a little bit. Listen, that kind of threw me off a little bit, fam. That kind of threw me off a little bit. Like, literally. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'm kind of, I got to go back and listen to that. Like, why did Bill go off on Ron Boy Fresh? Ron Boy always big up the Haneys. You get what I'm saying? Like, he went in on him a little bit too, Hey, what you say, Trey Songz? You say Bill following me for years. He say, that was not mean. Oh, okay, not mean. Oh, okay. I didn't know that, Trey. I didn't know that. Yeah. No. I played the Haney Pack all last year, bro. Listen, we laughed from April 2024 all the way to December 2024. I said I had to retire, bro. We played it so much. We played that angle like the Haney Pack was funny though. You know what I mean? Angle like the Haney Pack was funny. He said, 5. You know what I mean? Come on, rub it. Okay, Haney, get yourself together. Back up, Ryan, before I swing on you. I ain't gonna lie, that was funny though. That was funny. It is what it is. I'll catch you on the next one. You know my motto, don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace. I'm gonna be dropping this show tomorrow.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Come on.